We're live.
Welcome back, Welcome back, motherfuckers, to another section of Wake of the Red Death. It's been hardly any time since our last one.
It's only been a day, but it feels like months.
COVID sucks.
That's ultimately what this campaign's about.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Fuck mono.
Our heroes, what's really funny is that the way this has been updating, this will probably be updated like right with the previous session, so for our audience there will be no gap. Although there will have been a long gap between sessions uploaded. Just funny to think about. Anyways, our heroes have defeated the part of the army of the Mars Militia as they were laying siege to the city of Minervans. Unfortunately, not before they destroyed the entire belly of the chubby little owl that the city is. If you look at the map of Minervans, it's just a cute little fat owl, and the entire tummy section got ripped apart. They disemboweled it. They disemboweled Bubo.
Disemboweled the owl.
The disemboweled owl. But they managed to fend off and, in fact, destroy a good chunk of the army with the help of a mysterious black knight named Virgil. And they got into the Bubo's Perch Inn. Bubo, of course, is the name that was given to the owl in Clash of the Titans. And maybe mythology? I don't know. It might as well be mythology to me. Ray Harryhausen's basically the same as Homer. So, our heroes have spent the night in the Bubo's Perch Inn, and now that they are thoroughly vetted, the entire city of Minervans is open to them. A metropolis of great stature, dedicated to the goddess of wisdom and warfare, Minerva. Located within Minervans is the Library of Minervans, a jeweler, an apothecary, the mayor's estate, which they do not have access to, an academy for warriors, the Temple of Minerva, a great sprawling facility, a smithy, a brewery, a guild hall for mercenaries, a merchant's guild, a university dedicated to scholarship and studiousness and whatnot, the barracks of the local Minervans army, and a carpenter. All of these and more you can visit in the city of Minervans. While waiting in the Bubo's Perch Inn, you talked to Virgil a bit, and he discussed how he was looking for an outlaw named Red and Rabbit, or nicknamed Red and Rabbit, at any rate, and had word that said outlaw was somewhere in the city. Of course, the main reason we're traveling here, other than just it's on the way to the great palace of Ozymandias, is that Janus's sister also lives in Minervans. So there's a lot to do and explore here in this lovely town.
They are vibrating. Like, no, I'm being patient. I understand. They're making sure that we know how to play. I get it. Okay, we can go now.
Janice, you're acting like it's been months. It's only been a night.
It's been years, I think, since I've seen my sister. His sister, our sister, and her.
Not to mention Janice's particular condition.
Fight. What about my condition?
Well, given that you said it's been years since you last saw her, I think you haven't seen her since you've become two people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know, did you tell her?
I did. I didn't give her any specifics.
Yeah.
But I did.
It's not going to be totally out of that field, but still, it's one thing to hear about it, one thing to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, you haven't really lost who you are, so I mean,
I'm not really the same though either.
yeah, but that's just kind of, there's not much you can do about that. I mean, is anyone really going to be the same person they met years ago?
Usually they're not two people.
Depends if you're Cambion or not.
To my knowledge, champions don't suddenly become two people in one body.
See, Alex would not make this joke, however, I will. Well, considering that your sister is pregnant, she is two people right now.
She is not. I don't. Yeah, she hasn't told you that. I don't think. Or they haven't told you that. I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. My character wouldn't know. I would, though. Therefore, I get to make the joke.
Yes, you do.
Our pronouns are they, them. Because we are literally two dudes.
I would grab. Okay, maybe this will work for my echoey voice with the mask. Damn it. There. That kind of works.
Whatever works, works.
Yeah, whatever works.
Never. I wanted to do an echoey voice. I just got a coffee cup and put it next to my mouth.
Yeah, I use my a coffee cup for it, but it's all the way over there, and I don't want to get out. It's like it's like a couple feet away from me. That's a lot. Bellatrix was in Beatrice was in the library, right?
Yeah, there ain't no fucking Bellatrix in one of my stories. I'm gonna tell you that much.
See, she's named after Beatrice from Final Fantasy IX. Because they Nora had a crush
You
on her.
know that Beatrice is a scholar. She's an academic, so that there are three places she might be: the library, the temple, or the university.
Wait, Beatrice, Virgil, or I think it's a Dante.
You've already gotten Alighieri.
Library,
Exactly.
temple.
Wait, oh. Yeah,
You see
we have the full set.
Did you say library, temple, or university?
Yep.
Okay, if you all have other places you'd like to be, I'm not going to keep you. But I'm going to look for my sister.
Will you need support?
What do you mean?
Just someone to, be with you.
They look at the plank of wood. Cassidy.
It is silent.
Oh. Maybe. I'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Very well. As for myself, I think I'm going to hit up the library.
That is my first stop as well.
Because, with our conversation with Virgil, if the name Shaw Mill is going to keep popping up, I might as well educate myself on it.
Oh god, what was that name again?
Apparently my family name.
Ah! Right! That's not a bad idea. Maybe your auntie, too, considering she's, one of the most powerful people on the continent.
Well, there's not much to really look up about her that I wouldn't already, I would happen to have it insider knowledge that most people wouldn't.
They stare at you.
She's a pleasant woman.
Uh-huh.
besides libraries, I don't imagine, witches try very hard not to make knowledge of themselves too public.
That is true. What about the rest of you?
Blanca shrugs. Well, also, I don't got much anything to do personally.
Gore looks up, takes in a deep breath, and as he opens his mouth, the scene freezes, and then the schlubby dude in a tracksuit walks out, and he goes, hey, yo, until further notice, one of the voice actors is gone. I'm Johnny Director, man. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna replace one of these there, groggles? Yeah, is it what they're called? Yeah, it's your fucking groggle. Am I not allowed to say that? Yeah, fuck. Just edit out and post. I'm gonna drive my Maserati. Shuffles off.
Are you going to roll a fabula point just to explain why your voice is different?
No. This happens, and shortly after, 3 angels, decked with light, their wings shining with radiance, burst into the scene, looking around, like, where'd that demon go? And then fly off in the direction of Johnny Maserati, or whatever his name is.
It's Johnny Director Man.
And Johnny Director Man, and the story resumes with Gore having a new voice.
It's absolutely no reaction, because that was on the 5th dimension or whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
Gore says, I was thinking about going on a pub crawl. Sample all the delicious things. Yes.
Well, Leica, I know you're fine with that blade, but this is the city of Minervans. She's a god of war, so I guess you could check out the Warrior Academy and see if they can teach you anything.
Yeah, you're not likely
That's
to.
fair.
You're not likely to find anywhere better to learn combat.
Yeah, that isn't, from Mars.
I am more of the more cunning sort. As the more... I suppose also to check the smithy or the guild hall.
Yeah.
Well, the brewery is... Also, there's a brewery right next door to those, Gore.
I will look into that, yes.
Wait, what was that, Tagore?
There's a brewery.
Oh.
I'm not big
Wet his
on
whistle.
ale, but I'll certainly drink it.
We don't got ale here, buddy. We got tea.
I'll drink that too.
Janice pauses. Do we like ale now? Do we not?
Did either of you like ale beforehand?
Yes.
Given that Midgheim is vaguely medieval, almost everyone's an alcoholic to some degree. For pragmatic reasons, as well as social reasons, often alcohol is a source of moisture, of water that you can get that is unlikely to go bad.
That is true.
This is while there's probably some magical water purification facilities, they're expensive to upkeep, require a wizard, and so they're probably not universal. So, alcohol is still a preferred beverage in that, you're sure that when you get alcohol, that shit is not going to kill you.
I must also point out, DT, I'm a water mage.
Mm-hmm.
So, that, that's not necessarily a problem for half of me.
See, what my chief concern would be one half of you likes dry alcohol, the other one absolutely hates it, so it just comes out to be like a net neutral.
What would be actually funny
Is that
what would be really funny is if neither half actually drank alcohol, but the sum total of their issues creates a composite person who does drink alcohol.
The
Oh,
second
God,
thing is
I'll-
that culturally, from the Middle Ages, alcohol was involved in so many rituals that were about making peace and cementing friendships. Which it is still to an extent now, but like even more
Libations.
so back then.
Well,
Um,
the absinthe is used in a lot of alchemy.
like like a shorthand in a lot of medieval literature for a person being a good friendly sort is that they brew or are fond of alcohol and have large stores of it, like Friar Tuck in Robin Hood and all that. Making mead out of bees honey and all that. The mead hall of Heorot in Beowulf is so important because it's a place where all these warrior men can actually experience like friendship and positive interactions with other human beings.
Yeah. And sacrificing, pouring out your alcohol for a deity
Mm-hmm.
in the form of libation.
So yes, I drink alcohol.
So yeah, culturally, you probably drink alcohol, and that's just how the Middle Ages be.
Gotcha.
All right. So we'll start with the library.
Yeah, just the closest.
Okay. You search for a few minutes, Jonathan. Unfortunately, your sister is not here, but you have two other places to look, so that's good. While you're here, Alex, go ahead and roll an inspiration willpower roll. I had this written down and everything. I'm a good little boy. And since we are in town, I should play the town music.
Yeah.
Alex, would you like to use a fabula point?
Absolutely. Just gotta check how many I have.
You should have at least 3, I believe.
Yeah. I got plenty. I'll re-roll that. That
Reroll
10.
that one. Okay,
So
that's
yeah.
better. All right.
I have
So-
a lot then.
So, as you're looking through this book, Minervans has fewer books on Ruslovac and its kingdoms than any of the other countries, which is very frustrating given that it's like half the continent is Ruslovac. At the same time, it's not surprising because Mediterra at different points in history has conquered, at least partially, all of the other countries. They have never once conquered or even gotten a good foothold in Ruslovac. Ruslovac is an indomitable bear of a country, and more so than any other country, turns against invaders with viciousness. And that's not just the people; it's the country itself. The very wilderness is utterly hostile to being dominated by others. So what books there are written on Ruslovac in the library are for the most part written from a Mediterranean perspective and painted with a broad and unflattering brush, describing it as a land of savages, backwards, inhospitable, and containing very little of value. It's people noted only for their brute ferocity. However, because you got a 10, you do see mention of, while looking for Charmilles, Varney had an encounter with something called the Order of the Iron Fangs, which leads you to look in the section on different chivalric orders, the known orders of black knights that exist, and you read up on the history of the Iron Fangs. And you read about the adventure that the Iron Fangs Order had in forming. It was led by different knights who had all befriended sapient monsters There was a dragon knight, a knight aboard some sort of giant tortoise, an ogre knight riding a behemoth, a griffin knight, a kelpie knight, a unicorn knight, a knight upon a giant serpent, a Mediterranean knight from the island of Amazons who rode upon a Lucrota. All these knights riding fabulous beasts who united together and specifically sought out to stop the tyrant Varney Sharmil, which culminated in a huge battle between Varney Sharmil and his minions, after which Sarkani Sharmil, Varney's cousin, ascended to the ranks of her family and began reforming the house. And this is all described in a fairly good amount of detail. You find out that the Sharmil family crest went through a few variations. Currently it depicts a 3-headed dragon, but originally it was a dragon with a griffin, a hound, and a human head, which some speculate may depict a forgotten Ruslovakian god, or perhaps a house spirit that the family kept at one time.
Huh.
While you're both here, make insight checks. Double insight.
Oh boy.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
11.
As you're looking at the beautiful books of this library, you hear one of the other patrons walking by, and it's very odd. She looks like a normal human in a slightly, big dress with like a large bustle, but she sounds like 2 horses.
What?
Like as she's going by, it's just like there's 6 additional footsteps to what would normally be present with a human walking.
I look over at her.
And you notice something else strange as you start observing her specifically. She's grabbing books, occasionally looking over her shoulder, but not noticing you, and making as if to put them into a bag that she is not carrying, at which point they disappear from sight.
Alright, I'm fucking going right up to her. Excuse me, ma'am.
She freezes, looking at you.
I couldn't help but notice that you were stowing some books away.
What? No!
I'm sure it was.
I've got no books on me.
I'm sure it
I mean,
was.
we are in a library.
I'm sure it was just a mistake, and those books will go back on the shelf, won't they?
She reaches into the air and starts pulling out books and handing them to you, eventually making a very, very large stack.
Oh my god!
And you recognize them. These are all books about magic, and most of them are from a beginner's perspective.
Oh shit!
From what
These
perspective?
A beginner's perspective. Like intro to magic, essentially.
Yeah, these are beginner books.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, hold on.
She finishes a stack up, and then she immediately starts booking it with a very ludicrous sound. Like if this woman's running away, and it looks like a person on 2 legs in a dress, but it's just this clatter of limbs.
I'm a wizard. I can help you.
Before you can say anything more, she's out the door.
I put the books next to Alex. I'll be back. And I run after her.
Okay. You're gonna need to make a Dex
no.
insight check for me to try and catch up to her. Dex
Dex
to,
plus
be
insight?
physically fast enough to run. Insight to, like,
Oh no.
keep eyes on her, essentially.
Alright. Oh god. Oh god.
Okay.
Can I?
You want to use a fabulous point to reroll that one?
Yes.
We level up. We are now at 10.
Oh god, was that my dex that was a 1, or is that my... That was a that was my
Yours,
that was my 1d10.
That was your
and a
good
1.
dice.
What
That
the
was your
fuck?
good dice that fucked up.
Yeah. What? What?
Well, so here's what happened. You
What?
get out the door, managing. You look at this woman, at which point she raises one of her arms up with, like, the thumb, forefinger, and pinky sticking out, while the middle finger and ring finger bend inwards. And a line of silk shoots out of her wrist, hits one of the towers on the wall around the mayor's estate, and she leaps into the air and swings away out of view. And that's so fucking insane to you that you lose track of where she ends up.
Fair.
Well, good thing is, Janice, since you fumbled a check, you get your fabulous point back.
God, wow! How did that happen? How did I roll a natural 1 twice on my best, one of my best stats?
God favored the Spider Woman, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Man, Timora's opposite half is being spiteful even in this game.
They just, they look at like the closest person. Did you see that?
I ain't seen nothing since
You had to have seen that. You had to have seen that.
I ain't seen nothing since they took my eye business.
What?
Remember, he's got no eyes. We're in a war-torn
You're
city.
talking to a beggar who's got
Oh,
a blindfold around their eyes.
shit.
I ain't seen nothing since they took my eyes.
Shit. Oh god. Regrowing eyes.
Little insensitive, to be quite frank.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you know.
Regrowing eyes is not some easy thing, right?
No, it's not easy at all. It's doable, but it's not easy.
Beyond my
complicated.
ability,
Or even-
at least short term.
Yeah. Definitely so. Like, reattaching a limb or fixing a broken limb isn't beyond most healing magic, but completely making a limb whole cloth is difficult. That's where you're getting into something akin to making a homunculus.
Shit. I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
There
You can
was a
tell me
woman.
about things they're seeing all the time.
There was a spider woman.
I miss the color of flowers.
Shit.
Oh yeah, there's lots of spider women. You know, man. Have them all in the weaving places. I
What?
guess those are burnt down for the most part,
Oh.
if I heard right.
Oh. What's her name? The mythological.
Arachne.
Arachne.
Thank you. Like Arachne.
Yeah, we got lots of arachnes here.
Okay, that explains what she was, but not why or where. She's going to drop 100 gold. 100 Zenit in his. Is he got like a?
Yeah, he's got a begging cup.
He's gonna put 100. They're gonna put 100 in there.
Oh shit, that sounds like a lot.
It
That
is.
is a lot. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. Were I not busy, I would do more. But I am quite busy. I'll send some help if I can. What's your name?
Holy. blind guy. The blind guy.
His name
Wait,
is
really?
Eddie, but, but it's spelled
really?
like Oedipus, but
You know
What the
what?
fuck?
Oh my god, there actually is a lot of Oedipus in this too, so yeah, Zeddy.
Hey,
Oeddy.
oh, you poor
Oh my
bastard.
god.
Eddie the blind guy.
and let me guess, he has a club foot too.
Yeah. But he's not Oedipus. Oedipus is long dead.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, history likes to rhyme.
Wow.
Doesn't
Oh my
make it
god, I
rhyme.
feel so bad. TT, I hope you know that I'm adopting this NPC.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm looking for I'm looking for my sister. Would you like to come with me?
No, not particularly.
Oh.
I'm not good at looking for things.
Well, no, I'm not gonna have you look. I just, you know, if you want company.
Yeah, alright.
And fucking Eddie is gonna come in at the clutch of the final battle of the series.
Eddie,
reveal
the
himself.
blind guy is now part of your party.
And reveal himself to be like the Red Death or some shit.
The final battle is like, I can see, I can fight.
Well, I
I'm gonna
can't
put
see.
that in the notes at the top of the session.
Great.
It goes,
This
I can't
happened.
see, but I can fight.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna bring with me. Go back into the library. God, what's a like? What's the word? What's a not condescending way to help him like get around? TT.
He's actually pretty good at it himself. Like, he's clearly gotten used to his condition. He does have a cane, but he doesn't actually use it all that much. He's pretty good at sensing his way around through sound.
Okay. Yeah, then she'll just, you know, keep him updated. Friend of mine is in the library. I'm just going to see how he's doing his research. And then figure out where I'm going from there. I don't know, don't suppose you know a Beatrice?
No. No.
Alright, thank you. Also, if you hear another woman's voice pop out of nowhere, don't worry about it.
I hear voices pop out of nowhere all the time on account of not seeing where things are coming from.
I am very sorry. Today is not
Has he
gone-
decided to make being blind part of his personality?
Today is not going how I expected.
Whenever you mention visual cues,
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so he's just snarky. Most disabled people.
For con. Okay, anyway, Alex.
Yeah,
how's it going in the library, Alex?
He's finished up his research.
Alex,
Yes.
that was a spider woman
All right.
who was
It was
trying
an
to steal.
arachne.
Yes, that was an arachne trying to steal books.
I'm sure she had her reasons.
Possibly, but you don't steal books from a library.
I mean, I imagine you would if you felt like you would get in trouble for learning the information.
Wish we had those fancy books with the raised letters.
Braille?
Nice. Yeah.
Are there any books with Brooks? Are there any books with Braille in here? I imagine
No, there are
so.
not. No,
Oh.
no, there are not.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Huh? Is that weird or is that just time?
Well, I mean, technically in a vaguely medieval Fantasyland, there would not be Braille normally because Braille was invented in the 1800s. Although, Midgheim has a lot of shit that wouldn't exist in the Middle Ages. It has fucking elevators. Granted, they're, you know, in
The
areas
Midgheim
frequented by a lot of
equivalent is-
lizards.
The Midgheim equivalent is probably like magic, like Inca runes that you put your hand over it and it gives you the knowledge.
I am actually going to say that there is the equivalent of Braille in Midgheim, and for convenience's sake, it would be called Braille in the translation convention of the Midgheim stories, and probably have some sort of snarky justification like how Discworld justifies Pavlov's dog being a phrase with a completely different explanation for how it means the same thing that it means in our language.
Which is one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah. God, I love Terry Pratchett. So Braille does exist. It is the kind of invention that would exist in Midgheim, because Midgheim has a lot of anachronisms on purpose, and that's one that I'm going to allow, because I'm really big into having anachronisms that support, like, shit like disability aids existing. So yes, Braille exists. And the fact that it's not in the library might be conspicuous. Granted, it's probably not in most libraries. It's generally, like, a thing that, like, rich families would get for a blind family member. They would have custom books made for them to read at their hands, and custom tutors brought in to help teach them it. But it's not the kind of thing a commoner would have access to.
Even in the City of Knowledge, libraries receive no funding.
This is fucking Minervans. This is the Grand Library of Minervans.
Yeah, you should take that up with the mayor.
That's fucking weird.
I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
I mean, Janice's wizard student is talking.
A little, well, and also, the person who grew up here. It's a little bit. It's kind of both sides coalescing at the moment.
But at the same time, like, when you were growing up here, were you looking for Braille books?
No, absolutely not. But like, to them,
it feels like something that should be from the spirit of the place. So it's weird that it isn't.
Exactly.
And you just met a book thief.
I did just meet a book thief. Yeah. What was his name? Eddie?
Eddie. His name is officially Eddie now.
Eddie with an O.
Aside from the obvious, assault by the Mars militia, has there been anything strange going on here?
I don't know about strange. I know that they're talking about having a big tournament now. They have been for a while, since before the siege.
A tournament?
Yeah. Chimera baiting?
Do I know what that is? I assume I would.
Oh, you absolutely know what chimera baiting is. In fact, all of you would have this knowledge. It's a very popular sport amongst the rich, where you get some wizards to create some really fabulous, terrifying chimeras, and then have your best warriors try to kill them.
Oh. Nora, don't like the sound of that.
The competition being, one, can we make a new, intriguingly dangerous creature? And two, so are our warriors strong enough to overcome it with guile and great weapons and maybe some magic help? It's a thrilling death sport, on par with bear baiting and bullfighting.
All right.
It's particularly commonly practiced in areas that have a lot of wizards, because one of the fun things you can do is do a tournament where they all make different monsters and set them, and try to see who made the best monster design. And in Mediterra in particular, given that a lot of chimeras have been purposely bred for various war efforts, it's a time-honored and beloved practice, because creating new chimeras, one, it's viewed as a way of sort of modeling themselves in God's image, since the gods themselves made a lot of chimeras. The first chimeras were made by the Olympians and the Titans. But also, it allows you to make a bunch of new, unique monsters and maybe discover some formulas that could possibly make the next Mediterranean War of Conquest the last Mediterranean War of Conquest.
We did it! We conquered everything! I'm gonna board now.
Now we just gotta get across the sea to do it some more.
And then we need to find a way to conquer the stars.
And then we need to go east and figure out what to do there.
That darn Rusklevac. It's getting in the way of our wars of conquest.
Yep.
So, I know what that is. Is it weird that it's happening now during this? Or right after?
Yes. Like, chimera baiting is something you do in peacetime and when resources are plentiful. When, you've got a lot of warriors who've had, nothing to do but just sort of sit around wasting their skills, who are kind of chomping at the bit for a fight. And you've got a bunch of wizards who've been getting weird fucking ideas in their towers and need to express that shit before they blow something up. And when you throw on this big spectacle and maybe you refine some really good chimera formulas and maybe you get some really seasoned, powerful warriors who get prestige for your town and your county or barony or duchy or what have you. Doing it in the wake of a plague that's devastated the population and so soon after a siege,
the day after,
during a siege, that's a little odd.
Yeah. Eddie, are you local?
No.
Do you grew up here?
Oh, well, I mean, not here, but,
This doesn't strike you as odd?
I don't know, I mean, the timing's a little weird, but the rich people are always doing weird shit.
But the Red Death just stopped. We just finished. And
Yeah.
the siege would still be going if it wasn't for us coming here.
Yeah.
I like he has no response to, yeah, we stopped the siege. Something's off here.
Yeah, I'd say that, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're local. What can you tell me about, what'd you call them? The spider people?
Oh, Arachne. What do I know about Arachne, TT?
In the time of antiquity, Arachne was a fabulous weaver who did not know how to keep her goddamn mouth shut.
Literally goddamn.
Whose magnificent skill and talent for the art of weaving was only exceeded by her sheer fucking hubris. To the point where Athena, who is, amongst other things, the goddess of weaving, came down and challenged her to, basically put her money where her mouth is. And Arachne decided to just double down on the blasphemy by weaving a tapestry, utterly making fun of all the Olympian gods and showing them as stupid, debauched drunkards and tyrants, which Athena did not take kindly to for some reason. And so Athena, accounts differ, but essentially Athena put the fear of the gods so far into Arachne that Arachne decided to hang herself. At which point Athena took pity, and rather than allow Arachne to commit suicide, turned Arachne into a spider. But not quite a spider that was also had that human touch, that human artistry in its weaving, so that Arachne's art would always be recognized, but she would also always remember that no matter how perfect she is at the art, she is still a mortal being. Arachne's descendants, or at the very least chimeras made in her images, the Arachnes. The name Arachne's not used anymore for humans. No one wants to carry on that legacy. But the Arachnes, a type of chimera, are a mix of human and spider. They're mostly human above the waist and a spider below the waist, centaur style. And in cities devoted to Athena, having a population of arachnes, just whose job it is to make beautiful tapestries, is viewed as an important part of the culture. Not only to have arachnes, but to have them show off Athena's art of weaving, and show off the gifts Athena gave to them, or Minerva in North Mediterranean. Show off the gifts that Minerva gave to them, by way of giving them these beautiful half-spider people to do their weaving for them.
Okay. So I'm sure. So half of me definitely grew up around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
You've seen arachnes before. They're a common sight. Whenever you go to like a textile shop or any place that has anything to do with weaving and sewing and that shit, you're gonna see at least a few arachnes there, doing their jobs and proving their worth as second-class citizens of Mediterra.
Second class, huh?
Chimeras to that very last part.
Chimeras aren't fully granted human status in Mediterra. They're not fully human. They exist for specific purposes.
Man, we should have let the Mars militia finish the job.
I mean, they would have just killed the Iraqis.
Remember,
as well.
this is still the medieval times. Not everything has gotten to the progressive part. That's our job.
They would have also.
We have to make the world a better place.
Given that the Arachni are like direct, semi-direct creations of Minerva, they probably would have tortured them horrifically.
I mean, you saw what they did to the tapestries themselves, and probably already did kill a good number of the Arachne population here.
Yeah, they did burn the big-ass tapestry right in front of our eyes.
Reported to be made by Minerva herself. The actual tapestry she made in competition with Arachne.
That's good. That's a
That's a major blasphemy right there.
They're so lucky they have that anti-god chip in their armor. They would be fucked.
Yeah. Else fucking, oh my god, Minerva would be so pissed.
It probably is. She just doesn't have a target yet.
Yeah.
Athena kicks down Ares' door. I swear, what's it mean this time?
I didn't do shit.
Okay, something's weird. Something's wrong in paradise. Ooh, okay.
We'll leave you with that revelation for the second. Let's go check on our other group. Where were you guys heading?
What? Gore was heading towards the brewery. We were selecting to tag along, and then was gonna stop by the Warrior Academy. Gilpaul and Smithy. Because what else does she have to do?
Alright.
Yeah, he's going on the pub crawl. Hitting every food joint you can, basically.
Okay, so Gore's gonna go to the brewery. We're gonna do the Warrior Academy and Smithy real quick. Warrior Academy, when you get there are a bunch of different warriors wearing the livery of Minervans, as well as some, just wearing whatever, armor or gear they have on, some civilians. Training. You can train here at the Warrior Academy once per day to gain proficiency with a martial weapon of one variety, spears, swords, etc., or proficiency with martial armor, or proficiency with martial shields.
Sandra is already proficiency with everything but shields.
Yep. Virgil's currently here, trying at, working out some aggression on some dummies. You assume that he'll eventually be pursuing his quest, but right now he's just doing a little workout. The Smithy. So if you need to find Virgil at some point, this is where he'll be. The Smithy. Here you can purchase all the mundane arms and armor that you can find at the, create character creation page of Fabula Ultima, if there were any that you wanted back then that you didn't get. You can also forge items using different materials you've gathered in your travels if you have any that seem really cool. You might not have a whole lot at this point, but that's a good service for later.
We did use up the gems on Ali.
Yeah. Next, the brewery. Here you find a variety of people. It's mostly empty because you guys are here at like 11 a.m. But there are a few people who are here mostly to eat, but there is one person who has several flagons of ale already. He is a little upsetting to look at. I do have a picture of him. I just gotta find it. Where are you, you son of a bitch? Are you in the sprites? Is that where I had you? Oh yeah, you're in here. You see a guy wearing a torn noose as a scarf, in clothes that are dirty, ragged, and streaked with grave dirt, with gray and green skin, milky white eyes, and a face so gaunt and tight with skin that his gums are kind of just poking out from his shriveled lips like the meat of a fucking pizza roll oozing out of the little slit when it's overcooked.
Barkeep, another please.
The barkeep looks at the horrifying corpse man and passes him another flagon with a very polite yet worried nod.
Another
down smooth.
Huh. Cassidy, a friend of yours. How's that here? Well, balls in your court, Gore. You broke Raven.
Raven.
Sorry?
Like, I mean, Gore probably shoots a glance at Leica, has it like, what?
It's like, huh? Yes. It definitely just shoots a glance to Leica. She's like, yeah?
Pub crawl! Pub crawl!
Like, maybe we should fall in there.
What was that?
Like, maybe we should come back later.
It's like, he pauses for a minute and goes, well, you seem to have partaken of most of the roster of beers and ales. What would you recommend?
The corpse man's head turns on its neck with an audible crack and turns a little too far for a normal human rotation.
Oh, a connoisseur.
A little bit of everything.
I would try the Medusa Venom whiskey.
Oh, sounds like a lovely start. Can I buy you a mug of your chosen for such a fine aid you've rendered?
He smiles, showing off his rotten yellow teeth, and nods.
And he will do that. He will buy the man a mug, and then he will order some Medusa's Venom, whatever the fuck that nonsense is gonna be.
Okay. I'm gonna put this in the loot box to show you what you're going to get for your Medusa Venom whiskey.
Oh, Jesus.
Boy.
You can purchase 10 bottles of Medusa Venom whiskey for 5 zenith. You can spend an IP point to force an enemy to ingest a bottle, at which point they must make a might plus willpower check of 16 to keep from falling unconscious.
Huh. Damn. This is just literal poison.
I mean, isn't alcohol
If
just
you black out
recreational
drunk.
poison?
I'm gonna go ahead and buy 10 bottles for 10 zenith. Sure, what the hell? It'd be fun to
5 zenith.
Yeah,
5 zenith.
Yes, I said 5 zenith. 10 bottles for 5 zenith is what.
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and do that. Should be fun to spike stuff with.
Yeah. You get your Medusa Venom whiskey, you share a pint, you now have to make that might plus willpower check.
Oh yeah. 10 bottles of venom. This drink. Okay. Might plus willpower, right?
Yes.
Might plus willpower. Might plus willpower. Endure. Yeah, that works. 13.
Do you want to invoke a bond to add a bonus?
Sure.
Like, go on.
Bond
Go,
with
go,
Leica.
go,
He's
go,
trying
go.
not to.
If you have any bonds that are 3, that would be enough.
3? I don't know if I have
3.
Just, I only have like a 1 bond with Leica.
Shit. Do you want to... Well, we'll re-rolling help. Well, we could.
Okay, like a render aid.
No, unfortunately you can't. You could invoke a fabulous point to reroll that 6.
Yeah, sure.
Or
what the
you could
hell?
just accept that you get knocked out by Medusa Venom whiskey.
Nah, I actually want to do more than just nothing. Let's see. How much did that 6 roll? Oh, okay. No, that was a D10, right? The 10 rolled the 6. Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, reroll a d10.
1 lower.
Well,
That's fine.
I apologize.
No, it's fine.
You get knocked
I
out.
tried.
About an hour of, eventually, it takes like a couple, like 20 minutes or so, but the bartender gets some smelling salts to wake you up.
Like it would have got a cup of water and just keep.
Yeah. You have a killer headache, and you're given some water, so that'll eventually pass. And the bartender says, hey, it's alright. You do dead people. And the corpse guy's nodding.
Yeah. Good job, mate.
And he starts guzzling the stuff. You now have a permanent +2 to all rolls to ingest alcohol
Oh,
without
Jesus.
ill effect. That's the benefit of surviving your Medusa's Venom encounter. So write that down somewhere. Whenever you do something that involves ingesting alcohol, +2 bonus for you.
Alright. I'll figure out a place to put it.
Yeah, there's gotta be a notes section somewhere. But yeah,
Did you die?
the corpse slaps you on the back and says,
You're alright, man.
Just flick a long tongue out to clean his eyes for a minute, and then just does the 1 blink at a time frog blink as he's recovering.
By Jove, Goal, you could have survived a Guten Tag there.
The corpse stops when it hears your voice, Leica, and it looks at you.
What's your name, kid?
Micah. Let's do you, mate.
Like,
Just like
what's even just like, you got parents?
no one of worth.
Well, then that's a lie. Every living person's worth something. Mom with silver hair.
Leica shoots him a fucking look.
You do? Oh, this world of ours. So mischievous. My name's Red.
No. No, someone's looking for you.
Oh, I bet he is. Well, tell him where to find me. It'll be an interesting conversation. And kid, if you see any fresh corpses, let me know. I think this one's reaching the end.
Yeah,
Just point outside
can
the
I roll
town.
an insight on this thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been a while. Oh, that's those rolls. That we insight plus insight. Alright.
Just double insight. Just good old double insight.
Leica rolled an 11.
Okay. He's not particularly trying to hide his emotions, although they are hard to express with a rotting corpse body that's getting stiffer with rigor mortis and less mobile thanks to the decay and the gradual deterioration of its various systems. But perhaps more disconcertingly than any more obviously malevolent motivation, you actually get some genuine warmth from how he's regarding you.
Oh.
Like he's immediately taken a shine to you for some reason.
What?
Oh. Leica, like, for the first time, feel like slightly uncomfortable. Like, oh, this is
Creepy as hell, right?
yeah, like,
Yeah, good choice of words. Creepy as hell.
creepy as hell. The fact that he seems to know her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Corpse Man knows your mom and seems to like you.
Oh no. What do you know this person you think I'm connected to?
The one that's haunting me, or the mother?
Oh,
Holy shit!
Hmm.
Whoa!
how do you know her? Like it says with a quivering voice.
The corpse, its smile drops as much as the rictus grin of death is allowed to drop.
Scared. There are those.
Can you speak louder, TT? I cannot make.
Okay, sorry.
I cannot make
Jed.
out.
Jed, there are rules. There are oaths that even I have to obey. I made some promises. I can't tell you that. I'd like to, but I can't.
Right.
But if it's any ease for your mind, I bear your mother no ill will. and I bear none towards you.
Like is shaking at this point. It's like, Bucket, Medusa venom, please.
Oh God!
The barkeep gives you some Medusa venom.
Without thinking, you just knocked it back.
No, get. Shit, do you even do hard liquor?
Yes.
You gotta make the save.
Make your
That's
save.
My willpower. Like I have the shit bike, so this is gonna be. So she's gonna fail immediately. But
Gore smiles a little bit at that, goes, she does now.
where's my roll? All right, might plus willpower. That's insight plus will. All right. No modifiers, just right.
No modifiers, just doing a flat. You've never drunk this before, so...
I rolled doubles.
Yeah, but you don't have a class skill that
Yeah.
makes that a save. Yeah, you go down. And as you fucking pass out, the corpse springs to action as quickly as it can to keep you from hitting the ground hard.
Ah.
And the last words you hear as your eyes go out is it going, Kid!
Ugh.
You wake
Whoa.
up
Later.
20-some minutes later, the bartender has some smelling salts. Everyone in the bar is now gathered around you,
Yeah.
making sure you're okay, because you look young.
Okay, that shit's hard liquor. You can't be just taking that.
But you do get a +2 to any rolls made in the future to endure the effects of alcohol.
I wasn't gonna do it, 'cause yeah, that's more of a gore thing. But I think given the context of the scene, I was like, no, yeah, let's do it.
Fuck it, let's go.
Fuck it, we ballin'.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Gore has not
Oh.
moved from his seat, though he's still, like, within... He's still fairly close. He's not one of the people, like, clustered around her.
Gore, you've been given some actually filling food to help with dealing with the after effects of Medusa's venom,
Oh, hell yeah.
as well as a lot of water.
Greasy bar food. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's only fitting that Leica also has alcohol problems.
Yeah.
given previous incidents with her mother.
The corpse tries to reassuringly put a clammy, crusty digit on your hand. It's like,
You shouldn't do shit like that. You're gonna get hurt.
Aw.
I mean, what
This
are
is
you,
weird.
my parent? Ugh.
No.
he looks at Gore and is like,
Are you two just here to dine? What's your business?
Points to the food. This is my business.
I'll leave you to it then. If old Virgil wants to see me, tell him I'm in my room.
Oh, did anyone say his name?
Yeah, Red Rabbit.
No, did anyone say Virgil's name?
no.
Gore will also speak up, though. Sir, if you're looking for a new... he does kind of like a rolling gesture with his hands and then points to the man's shambling body. There is an entire army out there that is just past tensed, so to say.
No. I heard about the Mars militia being fended off.
Oh, this is hard in my voice. He's got to get a new body soon.
Well, there's some waiting for him.
Yep.
It's a buyer's market out
Wait,
there.
I see what you're saying. Sorry.
Plain meats in this one are going like bad cheese.
Sir, I've had bad cheese.
How's
This
that?
is worse.
Oh, I'll go scavenge once I've had my chat with... Actually, I'm gonna do it now.
And he shambles out of the brewery. While I reach for a cough drop.
DM needs to change voice stat.
It's like, I'll do it later. No, never mind.
Scene went on slightly longer than I anticipated. Alright, there we are. Okay. So we've met Red and Rabbit at the brewery. Let's go back to our friends at the library. Where are you heading to next, gang?
Was there a librarian around?
There was some, yeah.
Any?
Be a library
like,
without some.
yeah. Any that I would recognize?
Well, yeah, probably none that you had, like, your sister generally took you to the library and the Temple of Minerva and the one in the university, which are a bit better than the public library. Minervans is kind of, one of the ways that it's posh is that it has 3 of the fucking things. And that's not including the personal library in the mayor's house.
Alright, yeah, then I guess, what's the next closest place? The temple? I think?
Yeah?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, Alex?
Mhm.
I'm going to go to the temple next. See if my sister's there, but there's also a library in the temple. So,
Well, maybe if they'll let me in, maybe there'll be more information there.
I got good snacks in there too.
There's Eddie, who's still here.
yeah, no, he's here. He's mine now. Thank you.
You can't just steal a person. An ant is one thing.
Well, I mean, he is a beggar. Just literally pick it off the street.
Yeah. And hey, according to some people, you guys stole me, so.
He's a beggar. He's probably been to the temple more than a few times.
Yeah.
Probably asleep.
Yeah, they should let you in, no problem, Alex. But, yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Da-da-da-da-da.
The Temple of Minerva is the largest building in the entire city of Minervans, and it is like a beautiful work of architecture. It is an enormous temple. Much of it, very, very old. And perhaps its most notable feature, right here in the center of this bottom half, there is this huge amphitheater structure with an open ceiling. And in the center of that amphitheater is a perch for a bird that's of enormous size. And it is stated that in the times of antiquity, Athena or Minerva would actually send her owl down here to the temple to deliver her wisdom and her insight into things, to help guide the people of Minervans in times. The perch has not been visited for quite some time. As you enter, laying in the sunlight of the perch is an enormous sphinx.
What?
A sphinx. She is a large lion with the face of a woman, and the wings of an eagle, which have had their longest feathers clipped to keep her from flying.
Oh.
She has a beautiful necklace around her neck and a sort of customized shirt to cover some of her more feminine bits. And as you all approach, she opens her eyes. Oh, Oh, hey, Eddie!
That was not the voice I was prepared for.
Who are these chuckle fucks?
Starting to
I
see.
know who this is!
You don't.
Who are you?
I am Layla Kato.
What?
And I am Great Riddle Master of the Temple of Minerva.
I don't remember you.
I've only been here 5 years. But I am vastly superior to the previous Riddle Master in that there wasn't one. And I am beloved for my knowledge. Eddie, did you bring any fish?
Oh, I haven't found any fish.
Oh.
Um.
Well, I still love you, Eddie, and she gives Eddie a little kiss.
Aww. I am, here looking for somebody, and my companion is looking to use the library.
Wait. What walks on 5 legs in the morning and 6 legs 5 minutes past noon, but 14 legs 3 minutes past noon, and then at 5 it decides to just lay down for a bit. But then at night, 20 legs.
A group of spiders who are taking turns walking?
Her eyes go back and forth a little bit, almost like one of those vintage clocks with the cat. Eddie, does that make sense?
I'm not good at riddles.
Shit. Fine. Yeah, okay. That's the answer to that one, I guess.
Don't worry, I was never very good at them either.
Well, I'm the best. No one figures my riddles out.
Well, I just did, didn't I?
Did you? Oh, yeah, I guess you did.
Pardon me, miss, but isn't the point of a riddle that there is an answer? It just requires you to think.
Well, yeah, if you want to lose.
Why is it losing?
Well, obviously, you don't know that when a person asks a riddle and they correctly, you don't get to eat them, and also they expect you to throw yourself off a cliff and die?
Hmm.
I mean, I'm doing that. I don't know if that answer's right.
Well,
Eddie and the Sphinx.
you wouldn't kill anyone here, right? Because you here.
No. But I mean, I could if they didn't get my riddle right. I wouldn't, but I could. Like, by the rules of riddles, that would be allowed.
How did you get here?
Oh, it's really, really funny. So, okay, everyone was dying, and I was like, there's lots of dead people. So I went wandering around for a bit, and it was really hard finding food that wasn't like, got here, and I was really hungry, and they let me in because, like, a lot of people were dead, and they're just like, can you, like, do some heavy lifting for us if we feed you? And I was like, yeah? Because I'm, like, really fucking strong. And then they cut my wings a little bit so I couldn't fly anymore because I was flying too much, which, you know, whatever, it didn't hurt. And then they just sort of like, okay, well, things are going fine. We don't need you to do heavy lifting anymore. You want to just hang out on the temple because, like, we don't know where else to put you, and you're a little bit obnoxious, which I don't think is accurate, but they said that, and then I just sort of took it because I needed food. And then they told me about Sphinxes in the past and how they're really, really smart. And I was like, well, I'm really smart too. And they're like, yeah, the Sphinx can tell a riddle. And I was like, I can tell riddles. And that's how I got the job of Riddle Master. It's pretty great.
Huh.
TT?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Did you just improv a Valley Girl spin?
Oh no, there's art of her.
Yeah, there's art.
Yeah. No, this is not the product of improv. This is someone he's been waiting to pull the trigger on.
Eddie is improv. The slightly bimbo-y Sphinx was planned from the beginning.
Slightly?
Is this is slightly. Is this weird? This is weird for Minervans, right?
The temple has had Sphinxes before. They're just generally smart.
But like,
because the Sphinx is associated with Oedipus, one of the greatest thinkers of antiquity, a hero who was renowned for his incredibly sharp mind.
Yeah.
And the Sphinx itself was renowned as being like the most cunning of monsters.
Yes.
A Sphinx is a viable symbol of Minerva, and the Temple of Minerva has occasionally employed Sphinxes as guardians and, you know, philosophers to talk with the other Minervan priests and whatnot. So that's not unusual. Them elevating a Sphinx of this mental aptitude to that position is unusual, but how many Sphinxes are there? They're not like... They're one of the more common chimeras, but maybe not anymore, because a lot of things have died.
Yes, but they cut her wings.
Oh no, that's common practice.
That is?
Yeah, you gotta keep them in line.
Oh my god, I hate...
Well, the Greek god, the Mediterranean gods were never nice.
Yeah, but I just need to occasionally make sure, like, this is just how things are done in this setting at this time period, and not, this is bad, right?
The Empire of Mediterra has certain views on personhood that a modern person might look at and say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Will your wings go back?
No.
Oh.
I mean, they're still here. They just can't fly anymore. They're clipped.
Do you want your wings back?
I mean, when I had to hunt, they were very useful because I could fly up really high, and then if I saw something, I could just, like, go land on it and crush it to death, and then it would be like, ah, my bones, and then I eat its head. But, you know, nowadays, I get food from people, so I don't really need to do that as much anymore. And, like, flying's fun and all, but, like, you know, free food, it's like a trade-off.
Can my friend use the library?
If you answer my riddles 3.
Yes, no, and potatoes.
Damn it, Layla, you know you don't have permission to give people answers to the library.
And sweeping into the room is a very tall wizard with a long, scraggly beard. Huge pauldrons on his shoulders made to look like owl heads, and a cape, and a very nice pointy wizard hat, who you recognize as Stefano Milan, one of the wizards who was employed in the temple and the university when you were young.
Okay. What do I know of him?
Highly respected. He was one of the, like, you know, when you were younger, the current high philosopher of Minerva, who is, of even greater import than the mayor of Minervans, in terms of the ruling structure of the city. Like, the mayor technically is the high authority, but really the high philosopher is the greatest authority in Minervans. The Jack Skellington, if you will, of Minervan's legal system. So, while Stefano Milan was not the high philosopher then, the high philosopher was getting old, and Stefano Milan was kind of like the most agreed upon candidate to take up the position.
Okay, alright. Hello?
Stranger.
Stefano Milan?
Eddie, you know of me? Yes, I am High Philosopher Stefano Milan.
Oh, they did choose you to succeed. Alright, that makes sense.
He peers at you curiously.
I've been away for a while.
Your voice is somewhat familiar to me, yet I cannot place it.
I've changed a lot since I was last here. Doctor during the plague.
And your name would be?
Oh God. Oh God. They're gonna give. What's his name? Hold on. I have this written down somewhere.
It's been a while. You're forgiven.
Yeah, Okay,
The Water Witch was Theodoros Rea. The
There we
Fire
go.
Sorcerer was Celosia Phoenix.
Theodorus. Yeah. Okay. Oh God. You might. You've been able to pick up on some of their mannerisms, Alex, but there's some deer and headlights going on.
Mm-hmm.
Theodoros.
Theodoros.
Rhea. Beatrice's sibling?
Ah, yes. Now the memories are flooding back. You went away. I imagine your journey here has been quite eventful.
Yes. Me and my party are the ones who brought the behemoth and stopped the siege.
I see. That ghastly beast out there was tamed by you and your companions?
Well, tamed. It looks at us as surrogate parents.
Do you think you'd be able to pluck some hairs from the brute?
No, the poor
Take a
thing.
few skin samples?
With all due respect, the poor thing has been through a lot of trauma already. It had its horn previously cut off, and I do not want to put it through any more undue trauma.
Quite a pity. There's so many great chimera recipes you can make with behemoth.
See,
Pods.
should I put you on
And
the
you could-
spot?
Oh God, go for it!
Should I guess you up?
Do it!
Yeah, Alex will immediately place a hand on Janice's shoulder. It's like, my friend here actually replaced the Danto Tyrannus' horn.
His eyes go wide.
Freezes.
By Jupiter's suggestive thunderbolt. That is a magnificent feat of magic. Helping it regrow its own natural alicorn? Why, if you could reproduce that, you'd have such a steady supply of the material.
Well, that was highly traumatic for the beast, and it kind of...
Well, put it under during the procedure. Let me
That
come
seems
back here in an hour or
inhumane.
so. I'm going to free up my schedule so we can discuss this. Feel free. Your sister, I believe, is in the university. Go reconnect with her, but I'm quite intrigued by these adventures you have. If you do not know, we are holding a chimera baiting tournament here, and your skill with spellcraft may be just the thing we need to make it really pop.
I just need to say.
I'm sorry to overstep my bounds, sir, but your city was just under siege.
Yes, and all the better to reinforce it with the most powerful new chimeras we can devise. Which is why we're going to do a rigorous testing scenario where we throw out some new ideas, test them in the field of combat, and if we've got one that works, we'll mass produce it and create our own army. What those Mars militiamen don't value is the power of ingenuity and thinking. We're going to defeat them with our wits. And once we have a good, stable prototype, we can just get some backing from Ozymandias and really set the work to them.
Oh. Janice is very glad they're wearing a mask.
As soon as he's like walked away, Alex is good as like, did I just mess things up?
As he walks away, he looks at Layla and says, "Layla, you filthy Sphinx! Get rid of that beggar! You let him around here too often." Meanwhile, Layla's got her paws around Eddie and is licking him.
He's
Grooming him.
He is with me.
I suppose we can open the stores and feed him for another night. Again, in an hour or so, I have some business to attend to, but I would love to hear more of your travels and ideas.
I'll do my best, sir, but it's been many years
off
since I've seen my
upstairs.
sister. All right.
He doesn't seem to be a very considerate man.
No, is that familiar? Is this like
You didn't know Stefano Milan well. The
No.
philosophers of Minervans tended to keep to themselves. They would talk to authority figures and weigh in on matters, but generally they stayed like in their tower in the temple or in the university, practicing a new philosophy and new great ideas and trying to revolutionize how things are done. They're a think tank.
Yeah. So nothing was
And so
necessarily.
you
there,
have no idea about the
exact
personality
opposite
of
of Wonder
Stefano
Earth.
Milan.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have no idea of the personality of him before. He was just some weird, stuffy old guy who you were told to respect because he's very gifted and intelligent man and very, well educated and all that. But not a person you knew personally.
Man, I need to find my sister.
He doesn't seem to be not very down to earth.
I don't know if anyone's down to earth in Minervans right now. Things seem to be in quite the state.
Well, yeah, let's go find your sister.
Do you want to use the library?
Yeah, he'll look at the Milano dude who is just. On second thought, I don't think there's anything worth knowing if he's a representative of that.
No, don't let him sour everything. This Minervans is a place of knowledge.
I don't want to get us into trouble.
Don't get us into trouble.
I can show you where the dirty books are hidden.
That. Pause. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
paused.
don't need those.
If Flight goes there, she would take her up on the.
Maybe later.
He will look to the Sphinx. It's like, I would still like to hear about your riddles.
And you proceed to spend half an hour listening to increasingly nonsensical riddles that have
God.
no answer.
Well,
Yeah. He's going to be trying to offer criticism the whole time.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go to the school.
All right.
She just gives him mouth, okay, she can't mouth things at you. I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna go.
That was a mask on.
Yeah.
You go to the university, and there's like 15 minutes of rigmarole figuring out where Beatrice eventually. She has like an office, which is also tied to a living quarters on campus.
Okay.
And you knock on the door. Just a minute. After about 5 minutes, Beatrice goes to the door, very visibly pregnant. She opens it and she looks at you, and there's a moment of lack of recognition before she remembers, what she saw in the crystal ball, and smiles, tears already streaming down her cheeks, immediately hugs you before she even says a word.
Hugs her right back. Not a moment of hesitation. Beatrice.
I lost you.
I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again.
And she pats her back. It's like, I need to sit down.
Immediately, doctor mode. Takes her hand, helps her to the bed, to somewhere to sit.
And there's a sitting room space,
Yeah.
not too far from the door, because this is often where she has office hours and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she sits down. She's like, "Well, so how are you?"
Confused.
Well, there's worse things to be, especially in this day and age.
That's a fair point. A baby, huh?
Yeah. It's gonna be hard, but the university's being real helpful. And the siege finally stopped, so that's good news.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised. You arrived literally the day after it was over, so that makes sense.
Yeah, we our behemoth. What is it? It was a Odonto Tyrannus.
Odonto Tyrannus.
Our Odonto Tyrannus, Ali, ate a good chunk of their forces.
So a lot has happened with you. When did you get a behemoth?
Okay, before she looks at the board, she takes off her mask because it's just them now. She'll go to the board. Cassidy, are you there? Cassidy?
The board is silent.
Aww. They're, mask off. With the mask off now, Beatrice can see a look of sadness on their face for a second before stowing the board back. Well, yeah, Beatrice. You need to be okay with a lot of things really quickly.
I can be okay. We've had 10 years of people dying every single day, so I feel like my standards have gotten really low.
Yeah, well, as you know, Theodoros, we made a deal with...
We have a not quite Tiresias situation. Yeah, I remember that from the...
Yeah, we made a deal with... did we come up with a name for my, patron?
We haven't yet, to my remembrance.
She was a siren? No.
She was an Undine.
Undine, yeah.
which
Okay.
is the vaguely mermaid-like fish fairies, but they're not
Yeah.
actual mermaids. Actual mermaids are a different thing.
Gotcha. I made a deal with an Undyne for magic. You weren't super happy
Water
about
elemental, pretty solid choice if you have to go into witchcraft. I still think you could have made it as a wizard.
that. Funny thing about that, I didn't, but I did.
The other person that you're fused with?
Yes. Yeah, looks at their hands. I was a wizard. Went to, not the best school, but it was a school.
Mm-hmm.
I was a combat sorceress.
Well, that's good utility. You'll get a lot of work that way.
It wasn't. I
I
was.
thought healing was your aspiration, though.
It is?
Oh, okay. So the other half, the other person you're fused with, was a combat, and you're. I got you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's confusing for me, too. I've got two lives of memories mashed together.
You know, there's. I don't want to set you on more traveling because I would like you to stay. I would like you to be close. I'd like to have someone here when the baby's born, but
Oh,
there's this really good wizard, this incredibly skilled, talented wizard
Ozymandias.
that has been getting in contact with us. Yes, yeah. Okay, so you already know Ozymandias in the city of Emerald Towers. He's been sending a lot of messages to us, helping us sort of shore things up. You know, the High Philosopher is trying to make a formal alliance with him.
That's actually.
If you went to his city of Emerald Towers, I've heard that the medical magic they perform there is amazing. They could have a cure for your condition, or at least help you sort it out.
Beatrice.
Yeah. I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
That's where we're going. That is our destination, is Ozymandias.
Well, shit, you're way ahead of me.
But I don't know if I can be safely separated. And on my travels, I was told that it might be bad if I did get separated.
I know you never got an invitation to the AM or the Scholomance or the other big schools, but I wish you could have gone just once because, you know, one of the things they teach is that there really is no limit to what magic can do.
Magic did this to me.
And it could undo it.
No, like... As far as I can tell, magic just decided to do this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a good idea to undo what magic did.
You're talking about it like it's the gods, and the gods haven't been active in this world for
I spoke to Mars!
centuries. Did you relate that in your call? I don't think you did.
I don't think... No, she did. They didn't. That was like a whisper, whisper yell.
She looks very distressed. What?
Mars wants us to stop the Mars militia.
What? How does that
Yeah.
make any sense?
Because after the Red Death, the gods decided... Oh, man. The gods decided to take a step back worried about causing more trouble with their presence, considering all that.
Well, correction. They took that step back way long ago.
Okay, they took us.
The official thing that made them take that step back was the 10-year war.
Okay, the 10-year war made them take a step back because they figured that there was a lot of shit going on already. But the Mars militia cropped up, but they aren't actually worshipping Mars. They're worshipping something else. Someone else.
Okay, I can see why that would piss Mars off.
Yeah, Mars is farming.
What?
I don't... It's... The way he described it was...
Right, well... Not to underplay Divine Revelations, but this is Mars. He's like the chucklefuck of the gods.
I know!
You know? We have so much doctrine from our goddess about how much he's just a dumb idiot.
But he's farming. I have the wheat and bread he made.
You have food from the gods?
I do! They'll grab, break off a piece of, god bread.
She starts looking at it and immediately goes into fucking wizard mode.
Yeah.
Oh, there are a lot of medicinal properties I can study here. This is new.
Yes.
This is something new.
Yes.
Cassidy immediately manifests, grabs the bread, and disappears.
Beatrice sees that, blinks, and unmoving, clearly in a bit of shock. Is there a ghost in your backpack?
Yes, her name is Cassidy.
Okay. Okay.
God bread is one of the only things she can eat.
Okay, well, okay. So, you were always a little rebel, you realize that?
I
didn't go to the university, you studied witchcraft, and now you're on a holy mission for, like, the arch rival of our goddess.
Hey.
And she's saying this with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
The way a sibling does when they're a little exasperated but also a little impressed.
I'm gonna try and talk to Minerva, but I don't know if that's gonna do anything.
You're gonna try to talk to our... Yeah, I mean, I guess sure, if you've talked to Mars already, why not try to talk to Minerva?
Yeah,
you see, you get the whole set.
Throws their arms up. I mean, I talked to Mars. I don't know.
Why not?
Anything.
Oh my god.
But there's... So, I saved a Mars militia member's life. Not here, not in this battle. Back in, or was it,
Junitonia.
Yeah, in Junitonia. Because he seemed well-intentioned, but obviously blinded by, that stuff. And I discovered that their armor is what's blocking Mars from talking to them. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
That's not a normal thing.
That's gotta be some very advanced magic. Do you have the armor?
Yeah, did I save the armor?
There's a bunch outside the city.
Oh, wait, yeah. There's a bunch of it right outside the city.
We could probably have Ollie cough up some.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Wow.
Yeah, Mars wants them to stop. He wants them to farm. The way he put it was, farming is a war in its own way. It's a war against the Earth. It's a war for survival.
War against extinction.
Yes. Right? It was. I was just as surprised. It took me. If I hadn't seen him, I wouldn't have believed it.
Some gears are turning in Beatrice's mind as she hears this. She's like, have you heard about the Chimera baiting tournament?
Yes, that's bizarre.
It is. It's a terrible idea, and I've been trying to convince Stefano not to listen, but you know that the philosophers have always had it out against women who don't know their place, so...
Oh, he thinks I'm a man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, I don't know what I am right now.
You were last time I talked to you, but you've been going through some stuff, so...
Theodoros was a man. My other half was a woman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There was some sort of Tiresias stuff going on. Well, whatever identity you decide to be, I support. But I'm sorry, off topic. Not that this doesn't matter, but like, Stefano is offering the blessing of Minerva to the winner of the tournament. Including a private audience within the chamber with a promise that I don't think he can carry out. That they will be at least allowed the option, the chance to try and have an audience with the goddess.
Oh. I should enter.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think we should be having... I don't think we should have Chimera baiting at all.
No,
it seems a barbaric practice, but it's, you know, it's been in Mediterranean history for thousands of years. So what can you do?
Beatrice, we set up a place in Junitonia where Chimera and monsters are living and working together freely.
Yeah.
With humans.
And fairies.
And fairies. We found Puck. We made allies with Puck. Mediterranean's changed.
You have had a lot of shit going on.
She did warn you at the beginning of the conversation.
It's been a hell of a
That reminds me. They whistle and crawling in through a window. These chitters.
Her eyes go wide. It's a Myrmecalian.
Yes.
That's a very stable Myrmecalian.
Okay, that's another thing that happened. We found a Firmecleon with Myrmecleans together. They were unstable, so we saved them because I'm a chimera. I smell like a chimera.
She looks back and forth and she's like, you actually could win the tournament. You could make a chimera that no one could defeat. You had good ingredients.
Beatrice? It may be a out there suggestion, but I'm a chimera.
Do you want a bunch of knights trying to chop your head off?
No, but I don't feel comfortable throwing another chimera into that.
Yeah, understandable.
But I'm a chimera. I'm a wizard. Wizard witch. I don't know. I need to find my patron at some point. Like, what are they going to do? Say no?
No idea.
And I'd prefer if my allies could come with me, but I will cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, there's a lot, you know, we've got a few days before it starts, so there's a lot of planning we can do. A lot of people have, you know, we have to take time for people to actually make the chimeras. Oh, she's gonna be grizzly.
There's more, though? There's more. What's wrong with Minerva? Minervans, what's going on here? There's weird stuff happening.
What do you mean?
Well, there was an Arachne who was trying to... Okay, you don't tell anyone this, alright? I mean, I'm assuming this is between us entirely, but... there was an Arachne trying to steal books that were basics for magic, and I stopped her.
Yeah, chimeras aren't allowed to learn magic.
Oh, right. That didn't even occur to me.
Well, I mean, you know, we didn't really interact much with the chimeras in the city, you know, beyond their given roles when we were younger, so... But... The rules of the university are purely human students. Same thing with the temple. Minervans does not teach chimeras or non-humans magic. The gods favor humanity, not other creatures. That's what the Age of Antiquity was all about, or so we're taught. Just as women aren't allowed to hold the position of high philosopher.
Which, in a city dedicated to a female goddess of knowledge, that's just silly.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't it be funny if there was a real-life city dedicated to Athena that was horrifically misogynist?
And sexist.
Yeah, it's a good thing such a place doesn't exist, or never existed, actually. It's purely the realm of speculation and fantasy.
A bunch of hyper-religious people would call their Discord servers that.
Beatrice? I don't know if it's... just... I've got a different perspective now. But... this isn't okay.
Jonas, you've always had a different perspective. You know, it's why you went to become a witch instead of university. And, you know, you've come back, and you're seeing Minervans for what it is, and the fact of the matter is our city has never been perfect. This is between just us, right?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah, our city's never been perfect. Our country has never been perfect. We've always had a lot more to learn from the outside world than they've had from us, but we've built this myth that the opposite is true. And it's made us blind to a lot of our own faults. And, well, you know, if rumor has it, worse with the plague than everyone else. And I think there's a reason for it. I think, in some ways, not that I think anything justifies a plague, but this was a wake-up call. And we either are going to heed it, or our bad habits are going to take Mediterra down. Personally, I would like us to heed. There are some people who have a vested interest in keeping those bad habits around. I wish I could be a good big sister and tell you I have an amazing solution to all of this.
Beatrice, you're how pregnant? How far along are you?
I forget if I said this explicitly in the other videos, and I'm probably going to contradict right now, but I'm going to say she's like 6 months.
Yeah.
5, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Middle of the second trimester.
You've got so much on your plate already. You have my niece or nephew to raise and take care of. And if there wasn't so much things going on, I'd want to stay and be with them as they grew. There's so much happening. You would make a better leader than any of them.
Well, unfortunately, you're not allowed to be high philosopher in Minervans if you're a lady.
But I'm neither.
But what if we killed the high philosopher?
That is true, and you know, before all of this, you were a boy, which apparently means you're wiser and thus favored by Minerva, who's
But
a
that
lady.
makes no sense.
No, you see, the god. This is what you meant by the magic. The gods turning you to a woman.
Yeah.
Or making you
Yeah.
fuse. It's your destiny.
Beatrice Orson looks and goes at like, yeah, obviously, but
God, I was so blind.
You were made by gender by the gods in order to break the sexual hierarchy.
So,
It's been years. How do I become High Philosopher?
well, normally you'd have to wait for Stefano Milan to die, but
We
there
can
have been
arrange
some
that.
high philosophers who were booted out for being ill fit for their position.
if-
You just have to prove that.
If Minerva spoke to me and gave me her blessing,
Yeah,
would
that's
that
pretty
be
hard
enough?
for anyone to argue against, but I don't know how
I know.
well I'd count on that.
I know, but Mars, you've seen the evidence. If I have to, isn't that a good? I could lie.
I mean, it's definitely a plan that would work if you could guarantee that you could do it.
I gotta go. I gotta pray.
Maybe find the people that you've been doing all this crazy shit with and see if they have ideas.
Well, they know I came here looking for you, so assumedly they'll show up here.
Yeah, alright. Speaking of, where are the people that they've been doing all this crazy shit with?
Well, if
I imagine, also, whenever Virgil was going to confront Red Rabbit, Leica would like to be there.
Well, I mean, basically, you gotta.
Yeah.
Video game wise, you gotta go and tell Virgil, hey, we found your guy and been taken there. That's how this quest line proceeds.
Alright. So that's what. I imagine this has been way more than the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine the brewery moment just only took place during the library, so the Temple of Minerva
Yeah.
and Universe.
Yeah.
We've got times for all sorts of shit, but let's not worry too much about where things are in the timeline of things.
Alright, so yeah. First of all, Leica's gonna go to Virgil. So Virgil,
Hey,
I think I found your man. Leica's been.
God damn it.
All I can imagine is the snap cut to his eyes, squinting
Yep.
underneath the helmet.
Felix, lead the way.
What can you tell me about him?
Red and Rabbit. Originally it was just Red. Notorious bandit.
Had a tussle with him, brought him in alive, and they hung him by the neck till dead. And that should have been the end of it. Till I heal, he's up and walking again. He's the sort of man that I kind of wish stayed in the ground.
How old was this bandit when you killed him?
Red was a youth of 24 years.
How long ago was that? Actually,
Well, I brought him in pretty early in the start of the plague. 8 years ago, I think. I heard he was up and rocking about. He'd been seen about a couple
Where?
years ago. Been tracking him throughout the plague, but it has made travel difficult.
I can tell you one thing. He's a shambling corpse right now. That's for certain.
That would explain the new moniker he's got, Red and Rabbit.
Although, from what he's told me, it seems that it's more of the corpse is puppeted as opposed to it actually being him. Although I'm not sure.
Well, whether that's him inside the corpse or not, that corpse belongs in the ground.
Yes. And I'd like to see you do it. So at least give. Because whatever. Like is like clearly like something's like bothering her. So
Yeah, I could hear the dial-up sounds.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and says, I'm guessing you got something personal with the thing that's puppeteering my
the thing
unwanted cadaver.
The thing apparently knows something about me I've told no one else. I'd like to know why.
Well, let's take it in together. And Virgil goes with you to the brewery. Partner. You guys go to the room where Red and Rabbit has been staying in the brewery. And when you get in there, you see the corpse that you had seen before lying on the floor, while a Mars militiaman sits on the bed, slowly unstrapping his armor.
Ooh.
Oh. Back. And you brought Virgil.
I see you've swapped already.
Well, thanks for that tip.
Oh, this body feels good.
Nice, fresh, honed instrument of violence. Oh. Uh-oh. Virgil looks at the corpse on the floor. That man you were wearing, he belongs in the ground. Yeah, he is pretty rank at this point. So go ahead and take him if you'd like.
Really like one.
Do you think if I stuffed it full of preservatives, it'd last longer?
Suggesting.
Maybe I can just get some vats of alcohol and just take a nightly marinade.
Ugh.
My friend here says you, said some disconcerting things. Well, not by intention. What's your name, stranger? Your real name? Oh, Red and Rabbit. Or, if you prefer, Satan. Does the name
What?
mean something?
What?
He's it's a demon. They always say they're Satan. From the lowest up to the highest dukes.
It's part of maintaining their street cred.
Yeah.
Did you say? And it's also to protect their real names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say that out loud, Laika?
No, that was mostly to you guys.
That was me because I reacted that way.
Just making sure.
Yeah, because Laika figures is like.
So Virgil says, "Is that name supposed to mean something?" Which gets sort of a nonplussed reaction from the corpse. Fine. Translation. Enemy, opponent, bad guy.
You're a demon. Know that much for sure. Like a Skills crystal.
Well, I'm glad your mom taught you something.
Not the only demons I've run into in this adventure. Ran into 3 trying to assassinate a friend of ours. Wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you?
I wouldn't. I'm actually here on a bit of a different case. See, some friends of mine have been kidnapped, imprisoned.
Oh.
I've got a group, we call ourselves the Malabranch.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
Virgil looks at the evil claw. The evil claw.
That is what
And
wasn't the mother of all clowns part of the Malabranch?
yeah. Marquisa Lucchino. A lot of the Malabranch have gone missing. And we've figured out that they're trapped here. We're not sure how, and we're not sure by whom.
Trapped
We really... No, not Minervans, but like Metaterra.
Okay, I'm not here, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But we'd really like to get them back. And in fact, Mr. Bounty Hunter, if you'd like a job, I'd be willing to pay quite a bit if you'd go to Plutone and look into a lead for me. I've already got a job, and now that I've got this dead fella here, I'm willing to take him back. We done here, kid?
Who would be powerful enough to bind the Malabranch?
Who indeed? A wizard? A rival? We're not sure. I've been sent to sort of suss it out, but I also don't want to get captured myself, so it's a bit of a tricky situation, but... And he looks at and again you get a little bit of warmth beneath the sleaze and the disconcertingness, which actually just makes it all worse. I'd very much appreciate it if you looked into the matter, kid.
I can bite your lip because there's like not sure what to do in this situation. Because on one hand, oh no,
Virgil puts a hand out in front of you, protectively, and says, "Kid's not interested." Oh, you speak for her now? Today I do. She's already got a job. Come on, kid, we're going. You don't need to deal with his type. Maybe you don't, kid. But I know things. Things your parents never told you. I'll be here if you change your mind.
Cool.
And Virgil leads you out of the brewery.
No, but
I don't know what that man is. I don't know what he wants, but I know that he is trouble. He is going in for you specifically, and I think you are smart enough to know that that is not trouble you need.
yeah.
You stay away from him.
Sorry, that didn't look like that.
Yeah.
Behind them was a And the old Fae, we would call that man a sus.
What?
In the old Fae tongue, we would call that man sus.
Ah! Raven,
Getting
no!
cut off in the same spot.
Man,
I know what it is anyway!
Call that man
We
sus.
call that man a slut.
Yes, that too.
No,
Fae in the twice.
Raven cut out in the same place twice, but I still picked up exactly what it was.
Sus. We call it, the old Fae would call him sus.
Yes.
he knew my mother. By my man, he knows my mother. Didn't even say anything, and he knew.
And there is no way that he comes about that knowledge that is good. Not that sort of man. Not something that needs to hop into corpses to walk about.
Well, I'm a Cambion, so... Well, my grandmother, like it Shakespeare says, can't be. Sure, my mother's ran into a lot in her time, but
Maybe these are questions you need to ask your mother. You don't need to be asking me.
Yeah.
That is-
Like, he'll give them a glance, like,
Gor,
like, oh.
Gor will like gesture over. Goes, Virtue Boy is correct. This between the two of us, you know, Fae and demon aligned. We should know a deal maker when we see one. Got me
Virgil
going.
touches his sword and the corpse over his shoulder. I'm gonna be leaving town. I got what I wanted. I need to go to the Castle of Otranto. So I'm gonna hitch my way up to Junatonia. Well, if you find yourself in that direction, let's see if our paths cross. I'd love to have your help.
Oh.
I don't know you well, kid. I see a good spark in you. And keep that spark safe. You make good on that promise that you have in your heart. And you stay away from men like that. Virgil tips his hat to you and strides out of town.
I like his voice. God, he's so fucking cool.
Yeah. The internal
Just
monologue.
you hear from across
The
the,
internal monologue is
across
like,
the city.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god, he's so goddamn cool!
What was that with monologue, TZ?
Your monologue is just like, fuck. What you cool.
And that plays as he steps out of the bar, I'm guessing.
That plays whenever he enters anywhere.
He's just constantly surrounded by Enrico Mariani music.
Yeah, the music diegetically like gets louder as he approaches you.
And what you don't see is an invisible band of, like an invisible orchestra of imps that just follow him wherever he goes.
Yes, the invisible mariachis.
Oh, beautiful.
So, should I torment the poor Sphinx with riddles she can't answer?
The problem is when you're trying to riddle with the Sphinx, she is too bad at riddles to understand she's bad at riddles.
Yeah.
And every attempt you make to explain to her about how to be better at riddles, she just gets more confoundingly bad at riddles. And like the cat she partially is completely confident that she's acing this.
Okay.
It's a dog. It's absolutely a dog. 40 white teeth stamping on a hill. First they champ and they stamp and then they stand still. That's a dog. A dog is 40 teeth on a hill that's red.
Well, how about this one? What crosses a river but doesn't move?
A dead fish.
It mentally
The river just moves it along.
in his head. The answer is a bridge.
How's Eddie doing there?
Eddie is just happy, in the floof of his giant Sphinx girlfriend.
Oh. So I did read that right.
Happy and floofed in his lane where he should be.
Eddie is the character we improvised, but I suddenly realized that there was a place for him once you guys made the Oedipus reference.
Oh no.
Wait.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
I do not like the implications of those.
You know what? Oedipus did other things than his mom.
Oh my god.
Like the Sphinx.
As a matter of fact, Oedipus is not even his name.
Oedipus is just here like, I did so much stuff, but you sleep with one
parent, and that's all anyone talks about.
Yeah.
Nobody even talks about how I killed my dad.
That's what
I
happens.
saw the Sphinx's riddle. I should be associated with Sphinxes, but everyone just associates me with motherfucking.
Yeah, I left my adopted parents to avoid that.
I was a
How
great.
was I supposed to know I was adopted?
My name is about how I have fucked up feet, and somehow that's no longer my defining feature. It is really funny. There's all this shit going on of Oedipus, and yet when you mention him, all anyone thinks about is the motherfucking.
It's like King Charles. He
Landolard.
did so much, but anyone remembers is the time he executed most of his wives.
You're thinking King Henry.
Which, same
Lot of
difference.
kings.
British royalty or British royalty.
And I mean,
They've sucked in a lot of ways.
just
beyond
like
just the white
Oedipus,
murder.
that genetic tree is more like a circle.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this canonically. Eddie the blind man has no incest in his past. He's just a guy who lost his eyeballs and has a giant Sphinx girlfriend. And that's it. That's all that he's got in common with Oedipus. And Oedipus didn't even fuck his Sphinx, because Oedipus sucks.
He's a
A
coward.
big, lovely, not very bright sphinx.
I mean, the problems of Oedipus could have been avoided if he fucked the Sphinx.
God damn it.
just fuck the Sphinx. Monster fucking solves so many problems. Be a monster fucker, not a motherfucker. That's the lesson of tonight's set version.
Yeah, eventually Alex realizes he's gonna get nowhere with this poor woman, but he tries not to be like mad at her. It's just like, oh, I see.
She's
Well,
having a great time though. It's very rarely that people spend this long talking with her about riddles.
Oh,
Eddie is also having a good time, essentially being treated like a cat toy. A beloved cat toy. I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but sometimes when a cat really loves their toy, they'll grab it and just kind of like roll around holding it and
Yeah.
clutching it tight. We had a couple of cats who would literally grab their favorite toy and bring it around the house and like jump up onto the bed and like be up on the bed. It's really cute. It's like, oh, look at this little creature.
That's what
They
my
get
cat
very
does.
attached. That's not hunting behavior. That cat just really loves its toy.
I wake up every morning with like 3 hair ties on my bed.
Yeah, that's essentially how Eddie is being treated by the Sphinx.
yeah. You ever seen videos of a cat just and put toys in its mouth so it's muffled?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Layla's got her paws around him and is just rolling around.
Well, at the very least, thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for like talking about riddles so much. This was really fun. Wasn't it fun, Eddie?
Yep.
Well, to ensure that she doesn't think she had a bad time, it's like riddles are a lot of fun. Yes, it's good to find something that brings you joy.
The smile and optimism gone.
Eddie, let's go get some fish.
Okay.
And the two of them go to get fish from the mess hall.
Oh. You know, I would say he was mine now, but I guess he already.
No, he's spoken for.
Yeah.
That's a seeing eye Catwoman.
The blind beggar and the temple sphinx. The ditzy temple sphinx.
I love her.
Yeah,
So,
he'll be
Yeah,
walking out the temple.
My basic idea for Layla Kato is like, what if a sphinx was a ginger cat?
Yeah, I was about to say. Doesn't seem to. She is adorable, but bless her soul, she's trying so hard.
She really isn't, that's the thing.
See, if people didn't have a preconception of sphinxes and tell her that all sphinxes are good at riddles, this wouldn't be a problem. This is what happens, people. Stereotypes hurt people. But yeah, you'll leave the temple and
the stereotype, which is not McCavity. There's 50-50 if you'll get either fun stage play McCavity or you'll get Idris Elba McCavity. Which you think Idris Elba McCavity would be great, but
He wasn't even ginger. They have the line he's a ginger cat, but he wasn't even ginger. That fucking movie. We could go on the Nightmare of It Is Cats 2019 all the time, but I wrote a whole article about that. We don't need to do that.
Mhm.
He wasn't even ginger though.
This is a post-Muncher world, after all.
Yeah. So you guys have done some good exploration. Let's see, places we haven't gone yet. The Mercenary Guild, the Merchants Guild, and the Barracks, and the Carpenter.
Yep.
Haven't been
to the
there.
apothecary or the jeweler either.
Yep. And we're not going to be able to go to the Mayor's Estate right now.
I figured.
There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
I would like to visit the Merchants Guild, see what's on stock.
Merchants Guild! Merchants are here selling their wares, and here are the wares up for purchase. Minerva.
Oh, you said merchant. Jesus Christ.
What did you think I said?
So, somebody came in to talk to me, so I had to mute and attend to that. Then when I came back, I heard... virgin stalls. I'm like, what?
Virgins. The Virgins Guild. The Guild of
Merchants Guild.
Virgins. Here's all the virgins we have for sale.
Just like, what? Excuse me? This was a turn?
We have a variety of things. We have the Ring of the Owl, the Ring of the Pupil, the Ring of Onions, the Shield of Spring, the Seraph Shield, the Black Tunic, and the Meditation Robe.
Good options.
And then while you look at those, if anyone is checking out the Mercenary Guild Hall,
I'm over here like, wow, I sure hope my friends show up.
is anyone checking out the Mercenary Guild Hall?
Like
when you go in there, a woman shoves past you, and I would like you to make a double insight check.
what the? Oi! Hold on, let me roll. Can I roll? I'm gonna spend a fabulous point to
Me roll that A? Yeah, go ahead.
to re-roll that. Yeah, that's a net one on my
God.
hand, so
Another point.
that's a pass now. Anyways, yeah. So
11. Okay.
as long as I didn't
alright.
roll a 1, I would have passed.
So as this woman sort of shoves past you as you're trying to enter, you see that she has partial plate armor on, with a heavy cloak and hood over the armor, with the visor of her helmet somehow peeking out from inside the hood, which is some nice custom cloth making. You notice a couple of odd things as she walks past. First, her gauntlets seem oversized to the point of impracticability if she had normal human hands. And as she passes by, there's a strange neck covering beneath her hood that looks to be snakeskin. She's tall and muscular and looks the part of a mercenary. She's not wearing the heraldry of Minervans at any rate. And she sort of, brushes past you a little bit rudely and walks away. And the final thing is that you didn't see her eyes. Her eyes were hidden from you very well.
Jesus. Oh, lady. Lisa, excuse me. Sheesh.
Lady stops, turns around just a bit and says, "Oh, excuse me," and then walks past.
Like I didn't really like. Only when she turned and like again, look at her like. That was odd.
When you walk into the guild hall, there's an immediate cheer at the sight of you, and the guild master leaps over his desk, snaps his fingers as one of the other guild members runs to with a great big bag of money, and says, "You were one of the ones that rode on that big elephant thing."
Oh. Yes, that would be a mentally or
he puts
juvenile.
both his hands on your shoulders. It's like, oh, thank God. We were just about to mobilize and you showed up. Oh, so many of us would have died.
Yeah.
You saved our asses because they were offering us so much money to go out there and get slaughtered, and we were having trouble saying no because it's literally our job. We all scrounge a little something up for you and your friends to share, and he hands you, or rather has his minion hand you, a bag containing 20,000 zenith, or imperial dinar, the ridiculous title I gave to Mediterranean money.
20,000 if it's split 5 ways is
4,000 each.
Jeez.
What? Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We did not want to die to that.
Yeah, I would imagine not seeing what's outside.
You can honestly, the Chimera baiting tournament now seems a lot more logical. Like a way better bet. Woo! Oh, they were not joking. Those Mars militia numbers are fucking terrifying.
Just peeking out.
Well,
for
if you want to get a for future reference, all their armor's listed around outside. If you want to take a good look at it.
Oh yeah, we're scavenging it already.
Just be warned that there is a sort of like magic rune etched into the armor that causes them to be a little more close-minded.
Huh. You wouldn't think that a militia dedicated to Mars would be using magic. Mars is kind of...
Yeah, I found that very...
Mars...
Yeah, I found that very odd.
Isn't that
wait a minute!
Mars' scripture? That's that thinky shit's not his cup of tea?
It isn't, yeah, which is very odd about the Mars militia.
Yeah.
Boy, did she say the armor makes you closed-minded as in, like, racist?
Yes, but... Also,
I don't want to be
immune
racist.
to divine
Chutney. It's not racism. It's understanding the simple, undeniable fact that Mediterra is the greatest country in the world.
Oi! Oh, I get it.
Like his head, and give Anglo-Saxon give Anglo-Saxon a couple centuries in a fleet, and they'll...
It's a good thing this armor won't make me
It's a
racist.
kingdom.
Yeah.
Bretons is the country.
And give Bretons a couple centuries and get centuries in a fleet. She says in her head. Because the only thing more arrogant than Romans is the British.
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing this armor won't make me racist, because he says that's a bad thing to be.
What the fuck does he know?
Well,
His skin
don't
colour's
worry.
different.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Another moral of this episode is racism is bad.
I thought the moral of the episode is that you should fuck more monsters, not your
Yes.
The
mothers.
real moral of the episode is be a monster fucker, not a motherfucker. If we named sessions, that would be the name of this session.
So
But yeah, thank you for the windfall of
worrying
money.
about Let's see what else goes on around here.
Chimera baiting! And they all start cheering. Yeah, we've got a chimera baiting tournament, so everyone's suiting up, getting ready. We've just had a bunch of people signing up, including that mysterious stranger who just walked through. Are you into a chimera baiting tournament? Do you want to sign up?
Monster hunting, but we currently have a
Hey, a monster hunter is exactly the sort of mercenary who excels at chimera baiting, and the rewards are substantial. The grand prize is an audience of a goddess, which who the fuck cares? But after that, there is some good shit.
Gore's actually going to kind of reach out and make a snappy motion. He goes, we kind of need to talk to the rest of our company before we can decide anything.
That's fair. You know, teams are allowed. There are some chimeras that really do need to have a team taken down, and if they do their job and make some really good ones, you'll probably be saved for last, and that'll be really exciting.
Well, I'll go and distribute this with my cohorts.
Okay. Before we go,
and make sure our other beasts of burden, so to speak, has also been fed.
Yeah. If you can get some stray hairs off of that thing, or even just some shavings of its horn, I'm pretty sure some at like the university and the temple would pay big bucks for that. Do you know how great chimeras they can make of behemoth parts? Even just a little bit? Everyone's getting southern ever since I spoke as Virgil.
Yeah.
It's a addictive accent.
I mean, well, TT, at least it day where everyone got Irish accents.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah.
Oh god, I'm remembering the live show of like Sky Pirate Girlfriends. It's like, we don't want to be offensive putting on Japanese accents, so we're gonna make everyone Texan. Coincidentally, the MAGA sphere.
God, that killed
that protects our great nation.
Fucking murdered.
And they all lost their shit.
Alright, lads.
Okay.
Might be back later? We'll see.
I think I will grab
they all wave halfway to you as you leave.
I think we'll grab the black tunic before we go, because that thing is tasty.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, do some shopping.
They're just gonna grab it real quick.
Yeah, like it's like.
Yep.
I'd love to.
I'll pick up the. Why don't you pick that up? I'll get the Ring of the Pupil.
Ring of the Pupil.
God damn it! I'm with my sister. I can't shop.
Because that gives me bonuses to all magic damage, including my spell that eats other magic, which makes it drain more magic. So yes, I want that.
Wait, like wait, this. Let's see. How many check like this? Like how many stuff are really allowed to have on our person that's magical TT? Because I know you home ruled it.
You can have whatever you can fit in your slots.
I mean slot wise. So like one in hand, one.
I think there's one accessory, one like piece of like armor,
and like one thing in each hand, unless your weapon is two-handed.
Yeah. Like the character sheets are pretty restrictive on this.
Yeah, because my only accessory is Explorer's Belt, which I'm not going to get rid of.
Yeah, I did notice there was a very handy feature where you can add other accessories to your inventory and you can swap them out.
Yeah.
Because I remember thought we home ruled that like you can have like a ring also as your belt, or if I might be misremembering.
That might have been like a rule that we did in D&D. Because D&D also has slot limits, and I thought that was bullshit. In this, like, it's I don't want to fuck with how the character sheet is built.
Alright. So I won't get the ring because I like my scores. My +4 initiative's too good to give up.
Granted, like I said, because you could swap them out if you're entering a situation you don't think you're gonna fight, could be helpful.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're gonna be in this town for a while. You don't have to make any rash decisions right now. You think about it, you know it's there, and that's what matters. Alright.
So are we gathering at the
Yeah.
school?
Yeah, you guys eventually go to the university and meet up with
Yeah, when you meet up with
good old
Leica,
Janice and Beatrice.
Yeah.
you meet up with a little Leica. Leica looks a little
Perturbed?
perturbed, but also carrying an obscene amount of money.
Okay. Oh, here they are, Beatrice.
Oh, this is for you. This is for
What?
you. This is
Oh.
for you. This is for you. Cole's already got his.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money, like,
Yeah, this is a mercenary guild hall, and they just gave us all this to thank us for not getting them conscripted or mobilized.
Well, Beatrice?
Yes?
Oh, this is, Leica.
Leica waves.
Hi. It's nice to meet all of you. I've heard a bit.
Yes. This is Gore.
Big, wide, toothy grin. Only good things, I promise.
Also, have you had Medusa venom whiskey?
Oh, no, don't drink that.
Recommended.
Don't drink stuff.
I'm pregnant.
That was more directed at everyone.
He's just gonna point. She's recovering. It may take her a minute to notice things.
I'm going to be
That's a foul paw.
uncle?
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 Yeah, you can figure it out.
So, yes, and this is Alex.
Pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
This is my sister.
She whispers to Janice. You made it sound like he was 12.
I mean, look at him.
He's like 18.
Still.
Which is still younger than I think Alex's canonical age is.
Yeah,
Young 20-something, but
that's not.
he is also very sheltered.
I know, I thought it was 21, but
Yeah, he's not terribly old. He's young, whatever the number is, but he's also, more importantly, he's very sheltered.
Like, yes, as someone the closest to his age, like, I could probably sense his age better.
yeah. Like how a millennial can sniff out another millennial.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's funnier, if is younger than him or older than him.
Oh,
Either way, you're more worldly.
Yeah.
Leica looks a bit older, whether she is or not.
The horns at points.
Well, yeah, literally.
Alright, So... okay, there's a chimera baiting thing tournament that
Yeah, the Mercenary Guild wanted us all to join.
Aggressively.
I'm sure you are all in the same boat as me as not being alright with that?
No. But, I mean, what could we possibly do about that?
Enter.
Well, wouldn't that just mean participating in it?
Well, Alex. Me and Chitters are Chimera.
No.
The equations are going through like his head right now.
And
That doesn't solve the issue, though.
Also,
Is that people in this town think it's okay to just ignore their problems.
more to the point, do you really want a bunch of nosy wizards looking to pick apart a new chimera to know you are one?
no, but I'd rather be able to do something about the state Minervans is in. They don't. It is a town founded by Minerva,
And
women are not allowed to lead Minervans.
And we could do something
That's
about
madness.
that without jeopardizing you.
No, but you see, if we win and we talk to Mars, so maybe we can talk to Minerva too. And if Minerva gives me her blessing, I could take the position of high philosopher.
My philosophy.
Yeah, I could take the position of high philosopher, and I'd probably choose someone to do it in my stead because we have other things we need to do. But the things could change so much.
Yes, but we could do that all registered as mercenaries and not as chimera fodder.
But
what do we gain by jeopardizing you, so to speak? What changes between registering as a
I was
chimera
thinking.
versus as a mercenary?
See, I was thinking that we would have to make a chimera and put it into the tournament. I did not think about the mercenaries who were fighting the chimera.
Raises a tentacle up and lightly slaps her forehead, or their forehead.
Do not.
Let's slap.
Then think better.
Do not.
Think better then. You're a Minervan. Well,
It's kind
partly.
of been a lot more. My sister is pregnant. That there's something wrong in Minervans more than apparently usual.
About the same for any human city, honestly.
Yes, what about the spider lady you saw?
Yeah. So that turns out chimera aren't allowed to learn magic.
Silly. Why would you even stop them?
I didn't realize what was going on. I feel kind of bad about it now.
And, well, now that you've said that, maybe if they found out that you are technically a chimera, they could disqualify you. Because, I mean, talking with the Sphinx and hearing everything about town, it's like, they don't treat them as people here.
So,
Okay, well, to be fair, a chimera is defined as being a mix of two different species. Technically, Jonas is still human, just two different humans at the same time.
Honestly, I'm probably closer to that than she is, given.
Well, I mean, you're not really a chimera.
I mean,
you're
what is a chimera?
This is going to sound very bad, but you're a crossbreed.
What's it?
Isn't that what a chimera is?
No, chimera is when you magically combine two things.
Yeah, and chimera throws out when you magically can combine something in the magic of the bedroom.
Beatrice Beatrice scrunches up her face and says, "This is actually a really long debate. And the philosophers have argued this back and forth for a while, and there's never been a consensus on what cambions technically count as. The biggest argument against them that's been made is that demons are not considered natural beings, and thus being hybridized with a demon is different than being hybridized with an animal. It's worse.
Either way,
So I'm a
So,
citizen then.
Yeah, a little bit.
but either way, you mean to enter the tournament in order to get an audience with Minerva.
Yes. See, women are not allowed to lead, and
Yes.
people think. Well, the High Philosopher thinks that I am Theodoros, so he thinks I'm a man.
Wow.
And I'm neither really right now. I don't know. The point being, theoretically, that would mean I could be a High Philosopher, but I'm kind of visibly.
Like his companions, can we have a group huddle for a brief moment?
You can
Is that
talk
what
in
we're
front of-
doing?
You can talk in front of my sister.
No, suppose another thing we can't.
Oh, right.
I'll just step out of the room of my own house for a second.
No.
No,
You
I'm
are
kind of
pregnant,
hungry
you're
anyway, so I'm just gonna make us some dinner. You guys have a talk.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Gee,
Like
it would sure, high philosopher. It would be real nice if we had a certain object we were delivering that could aid us in this endeavor if we were to try to
No.
get it.
No.
I mean,
no.
so long as it's delivered, who cares if it's used before?
Because if we use it and we do it wrong, we could blow up Minervans.
And no one cares about Osmandius' place.
Ozymandias is trying to secure an alliance with the city, I believe.
I think
I think I'm the one who heard that, actually.
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
it's the other way around.
And also, Minervans and Ozymandias are having communication. And
No, we used it.
Minervans is trying to form an alliance. And again, if you mess up using the stone, that's the cause.
It was
Yeah,
just a suggestion for all this is
I know. This is
the
a big
city
deal.
of the goddess of... We should use every clever option we have at our disposal.
Yes, I agree. But I also think it's wise to know that that is a bad idea.
So,
Including, to put the dagger on the table.
The dagger?
Leica makes suggestions.
she's implying murder.
What? But
Well, I'm a monster hunter by trade, and, seems that the people in charge are more monsters than other people, so...
It's not that simple.
Let's try to...
I'm not... First of all...
Let's try the tournament thing before we resort to bloodshed.
I'm just proposing the extreme option so we can whittle it down to the more rational one.
We're not
I'm in
murdering...
a very much of a, all-or-nothing mood right now.
Leica, we're not murdering the ruler of Minervans. That's insane.
Today, anyways.
Are you alright?
What?
Leica's clearly shaken. Can't you tell?
No.
She said she drank.
idea?
She said she drank the Medusa's venom.
It probably has
No,
more to do
it's-
with her talk with Virgil than anything else.
What happened with Virgil?
He found his man.
That red guy? Did he say something to you?
Long story short, Red Rabbit was a corpse puppeted by a demon.
Okay.
And not just any demon, like the lesser fiends that try to go after you. A member of the Malbolge.
Malabranch.
Malabranch. If you don't know about they are basically some of the highest ranking demons in the Circle of Ra. Someone has been abducting them and has them imprisoned in Mediterra.
He's gonna lean in real close, really conspiratorially. It's like, do you think maybe Ozymandias is
From
like
what?
using
from
the
what
stones to capture demons?
The stones, why would you need to capture demons?
It's more power, I guess. I mean, you know how powerful a single demon is. Like, if you could trap, like, just one higher demon, you would have a lot of power. You could make miracles happen.
You can make miracles happen with a Philosopher's Stone.
Well, either way, from what I've heard, it's whatever's happening. Pluton it seems to be the place of where it's the information.
The city of Pluto, god of the underworld. May not be Ozymandias, but I mean, clearly he's not the only player on the table. There's the militia, so who knows who else is trying to make a power grab.
Either way, Virgil got his corpse, and Red Rabbit now has a new body.
Oh, that's disconcerting.
I don't think he'll be a threat to us, but
Well, he'll probably be worse. He had his pick of the Mars militia.
There's a lot
Malabranch.
happening here.
Would Malabranch be familiar at all from talks with Miranda?
How best to do this? Do a double insight check.
Alrighty.
roll that. Jesus, everyone's getting a 1 today.
You know, we gotta use them fabula points.
I'll do it. Shit.
This is the kind of session where you doing the point system as is would actually work out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'll re-roll that one.
And there we go.
Okay. With that roll, I'm gonna say that yes, you do actually recall Auntie Miranda occasionally talking about the Malabranch. You never really, like, whenever she talked about them as sort of unpleasant people occasionally involved in her business. Like that's how you would glean the relationship, where like occasionally she has dealings with the Malabranch, and you know as you think about it, it's like they were some sort of power player in the area, frequently involved in Mediterranean society for whatever reason and extent that means.
Would I be able to recall like their membership?
What's the total of that roll?
total would be
13.
13.
13.
At the bare minimum, I think you know Alakino.
Yeah, since we just ran
okay.
into some clowns.
You would recall some names as you're thinking about it. Alakino or Alachino or Arlecchino, something like that. Something that sounded sort of like the word Harlequin. Malacoda, which you think you remember mainly because it sounds like Malabranch, and also Malabulge, which might be like the name of their house, their hideout.
Yes.
their
Demons
office
do
building.
love their deliberate obfuscation.
Like there's like Dragon Nazo or Dracon Nazo or something like that.
Dragon Gonzo.
Beardo. There's like a bunch. There were like 13 of the guys. That you
13 was my
remember.
roll.
Yeah, and like one of them was like Rubicante and Farfarello and Libicoco.
Libicoco.
The interesting thing is that all the Malabranch have names that seem to be northern Mediterranean in origin.
We're in the south, right?
You are in the north.
Right. Hmm.
Of course, an Alligator would have knowledge of the Malabranch.
Not told by his parents, just coincidentally raised by a witch. Son of a witch.
And I
Son
did
of a
mention-
witch.
And what I did mention to Liam is he at least has no bare association with the demons to try to get you.
Well, that's
And has no
comforting to know that the creature walking around in a stolen meat vessel is not wanting to kill me.
It's also comforting to know that the demons involved on the Malabranch. Take solace in that one.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't the clowns say they were heading to Pluto's as well?
Plutonia.
Plutonia?
I mean, yeah, I can't remember if like Alex actually recalls the information that Alachino's the creator of the clowns, but that would make sense if Alachino is missing or at least threatened.
I mean,
At the very least, you remember the name Alachino, and you remember that one of the clowns, one of the Jester's Jape is specifically a Harlequin, which Alachino or Arlecchino or Arlecchino, it's a root version of the word Harlequin.
Didn't the Jester's Jape say they were heading to Pluto?
They did. And every clan Cambion is descended from Alakino.
Well, sounds like we probably will run into them again.
Well, we left on good terms, so...
Yeah. It's just if you recall, like, they seem to have a history of working for the wrong people.
They were working for Ozymandias.
Yeah, before that they worked for some mad queen who tried to take over her nation through magical artifacts.
That was 1,000 years ago. And,
Yeah, but, like, do you remember the puppet or the illusion? That was pretty terrifying, if I'm going to be honest.
Don't worry, your game's final boss will be much less on the body horror side of things.
Are you sure about that?
I am, actually. I know what you guys are facing in the end.
Because, like, we're dealing with the aftermath of the Red Death. I feel like body horror is, like, very
I'm not
on the
saying you're
table.
not going to encounter body horror. I'm just saying your final boss is going to be way less of the body horror variety. It's going to be something different.
Lovely.
Something I don't
All
think
right.
you'll expect.
Alright, gang, so let's just circle back around. So we're going to stay in Minervans to participate in this tournament.
Yes.
And hopefully earn an audience with Minerva.
And with Minerva's blessing, become high philosopher.
Make some changes around here, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then you can pop the Chimera thing if you so want to.
But
it's kind of insane that I'm even trying. That this has even crossed my mind.
Not really. Everyone
Yes,
wants...
it is.
No,
Have you ever thought about taking Puck's position?
of course not. But everyone wants to make their hometown a little better.
Yeah, but they don't typically become the leader of their whole town.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess
To
that's
be
exactly
fair,
what they do, huh?
But Puck's position is technically way higher than the High Philosopher.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like
especially now that he's essentially like the Emperor of the Fair Folk now.
What? That is technically true.
David Bowie.
Emperor.
David Bowie is king. He is the
Puck
Goblin
was a bit
King.
of a- Puck was a
My
bit of
first
an-
order, baby, is to build a labyrinth.
Puck
And
was a bit of a- Puck was
We're
bit
gonna
of
put a
an
cow in it.
exception, but typically I was taught to avoid putting myself into positions of political power.
I'm not. Look, I'm not all me. I don't.
We're not gonna tear down the government just so you can become it.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, technically, the Philosopher King isn't government. They're supposed to be separate from it.
But if I can take that spot, I can change things. I can let women rule. I can let women go into positions of power, which is crazy that they're not in Minervans. I could have the High Philosopher, the Mayor, the leader of the school. It could be a group that runs this place, not just one person.
Alex will put a hand on your shoulder. I understand your intentions. I support them. So, however you think we gotta do this, I'll be behind you. This is your town. I'll follow your lead.
I mean, it might be her town. Their town.
It's half their town.
Yeah.
The joke was, it'll be their town if this plan works.
Thank you. I don't want to become...
As the DM, I want to bring up one point that I don't think you guys have considered.
Yeah.
There are two ways to enter the tournament, technically.
Yeah, we were talking about that. As the mercenary or as a chimera?
Yeah, or by entering a chimera you've made.
Yeah.
Like, you've been talking about a chimera yourself, but you could also craft one.
Yeah, but like...
It doesn't have to be sapient to even be able to feel pain at all.
You could just put a hat on Ollie and claim to have made
You
him.
guys kind of, sort of, already have?
We have chitters.
I mean, to be fair, they were made before, but like...
Oh my god,
you
improved directly on.
You technically have made chimeras before.
We have
Yeah.
We
and
fixed
we
it.
have...
You could make them again.
And also, everyone is like, always like, hey, if you take some hairs from this
Yeah, you
behemoth,
have a behemoth. All you got is give it a haircut, and suddenly you have some very valuable materials.
yeah, we don't even do anything with the horn.
And done like other people.
We could sprinkle a little behemoth fur into chitters. Like, obviously not chitters themselves, but like
Template.
chitters. Can chitters lay eggs, TT?
I'm gonna say no. You were not able to fix chitters so much that it's no longer
Okay.
sterile. The Formicolian could though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just give Chitters a haircut.
Yeah, Chitters is not like a completely stable chimera. It's
Healthy.
She's
Yeah.
stable enough where she's not gonna die.
Yeah, but for making a chimera, we need, a base. And getting
you need some good parts to combine, which you happen to know someone who's fairly high ranking at the university and would have access to some, and you have access to one of the most potent creatures to mix into a chimera. And it's friendly enough where it would probably let you just take a few tufts of hair without much fuss.
there are ways to ethically make chimera, right?
Oh yeah.
But,
Okay.
we know Ollie. We can ask him, and he can give his consent.
Have you heard of the great...
That's gonna be Rodrigo's whole thing in Wizard School Mysteries once we
That's
get to
right.
that
Yeah,
point.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
And like there's nothing wrong with making a chimera. It's what you do with it after it's made that determines whether or not you
Yeah.
do something fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's
Janice's
exactly
feelings of
why.
Chimera- Janice's feelings of chimera are very complicated because she now is one.
That's why Alex is like a little like weird about it. It's like, or he's weird about the idea specifically of creating a life form for even if it lives past it and it gets to do other things for the initial purpose of fighting.
In a tournament that's designed to see if people can kill it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why he's a little like we're creating something
Oh.
just to have it slaughtered.
But still, it's an avenue I would like you guys to consider because
We are.
I've got mechanics for all of these different avenues, depending on which one you want to choose. So I think you can at least think about
Damn,
it.
it sounds like you
Didn't
want us to
we-
go down the avenue that allows us to make a rat
Listen.
monster.
Yeah, listen. Is the avenue where you make a fucking monster in a monster factory one that would be really fucking cool?
Yeah.
And I think
Yes.
unique?
Yes.
Yeah, but no pressure.
Like, okay.
Yeah. As a player, I want to.
Yeah. I think there's a way where the characters get around to talking to that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be completely frank, I'd rather not be able to murder helpless creatures myself. But having something a baby eat a few mercenaries.
This is a
You know,
not an ideal situation we've been placed in.
My sister's pretty high ranking in the college.
And of course, you don't have to make a chimera that's a mess.
Should make something potent and new of its own.
Again, I don't
My
want to
sister-
leave you anywhere.
No, it's fine.
Do whatever you want.
As long as we can make the characters okay with it, we will consider it.
I don't want you to feel like you have to.
No, that's
Just
fine.
saying though.
Like, listen,
Guys,
we also like making weird monsters.
yeah.
Also,
Oh no, TT, you pointed out that we can make a monster.
Okay.
TT, how viable is Cambion blood for chimera making?
Not like you would have to be very skilled, because mixing demons with different, like the blood of a demon with different arcane beasts. When you mix a demon with a mortal, you get some of the most terrifying monsters imaginable. Vampires are not mooks in this world. They are a fucking terror to behold. Werewolves are nothing to sneer at. In D&D terms, a Midgheim werewolf and vampire is not a challenge rating, 3 monster. It's fucking dragon tier. when you start mixing the kind of blood that makes those, like that's when you mix like demon blood with a basic bitch human. When you start mixing demon genes with creatures that already like routinely flout the laws of physics with their existence, you get monsters that are really fucking scary. You know, you guys have you were shown the ravening beast by the Jester's Jape, weren't you? Well,
yeah.
hell, you were shown Malus.
Yeah.
So, like,
god, I do not want to encounter a fucking demon behemoth.
Oh my god.
But an ant behemoth has some interest.
Introducing them.
Exactly.
Now,
and you're not limited to monsters you've encountered, because you guys actually haven't encountered very many monsters as of yet, because you know, there's been a mass extinction event recently.
yeah, and
a lot of assholes on the road.
Like, there's a lot of stock Midgeheimer beasties that the school has access to bits from to make chimeras that you can then mix with Behemoth.
Can people not hear me?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just really excited. I could hear you. I just wanted to finish my thought.
Fair. Yeah, they would share that fact that, hey, my sister is high ranking in the school. She could probably get us access to some monster parts that are, you know, that aren't, you know, that we won't have to like harvest from something that's alive.
These now have dragon scales.
Yeah, they'll have dragon scales.
Dragon plus behemoth.
Yeah, make a fire ant.
Beatrice?
Yeah?
So, we're talking about making a chimera for the tournament.
Okay, yeah.
You have access to monster parts, right?
Yeah? You want to look at the library tomorrow?
Yeah, do you have dragon scale?
Yeah, what kind?
Oh god. So
we have material from all of the great dragons. Requisitioning any of the Scourge or Grand Dragon parts will be hard. We've got amphithers, we've got some sting-tailed wyvern bits.
It occurs to Alex, it's like, wait a minute. It's like, wait, you said like just a few hairs off of Ollie can create a really mean chimera, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check up on him so someone doesn't get that idea first.
That's a good idea.
I imagine anyone who gets close to him that isn't us will be lunch.
I want to be safe because I mean there are wizards in town.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this pretty brief. You go out to check. Ollie actually has an honor guard at this point. Of the soldiers of Minervans bearing the livery. You can see their little sprite in the little collection of sprites in the art thing. But yeah, they like Ollie's a hero, and for all of Minervan's problems, they have acknowledged like this behemoth, this Odonto Tyrannus, saved their ass.
Aww. So imagine like a scholar gets up to tries to get close and just gets stomped into the ground by the auto guard and just thrown into a dumpster.
Yeah, more than a couple
nerd.
of people have been trying to fuck with like you see like one mercenary trying to get close and it immediately gets their ass stomped by these Minervan guards. While the others, walk alongside Ollie as he grazes. While peeling off bits of Mars Militia soldier armor and throwing the corpses, the unarmored corpses, and now much easier to chew corpses to Ollie.
Aww.
All I could picture was one of those big dogs that's just sitting, like laying down, just while like a bunch of smaller animals are like buzzing around it.
Yeah. Like, Minervans has some issues, as all of Mediterra does. but the people of Minervans are still people. And if there's one thing that's something of a universal human experience, it's idolizing a hero animal.
Man, if our city wasn't in the shape of an owl...
This creature, this is like the dog that saved kids from a burning building, only it was an entire fucking town from an army.
Yeah. What's that, Lassie? They fell down a well.
It's time to murder. All right then.
Yeah, he'll go up to Ollie, just kind of brush his beard a little bit, see if any stray hairs come away.
Yeah, it does. He sheds.
Also, we probably could have found some just on our clothes.
Yeah.
Like, if you take out a brush, you can literally get a good sample of Behemoth.
Yeah, well, fuck it. Well, he's from afar. He'll take out a fucking brush and brush his hair.
Good. While he's doing that, TT.
Yeah.
It would be dangerous to add something onto a pre-existing chimera. Would it be dangerous to add something onto a pre-existing chimera?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, as a general rule, it is easier to craft a chimera well when you are than it is to try and fix and alter it afterwards.
Okay.
For the same reason that, like, you heal better when your body still has, like, hormones to grow up than you do when you're fully grown. Teenagers can bounce back from a lot of shit. Little kids can bounce back from a lot of shit because their bodies still have those good growth hormones, supercharging them. As soon as that shit runs out, everything starts to fucking break. I say as I'm 35.
40-year-old man steps wrong and his ankle's fucked for 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up!
So, like,
I'm turning 33 next month.
Gas's back is hurting from here.
Yeah, so, like...
Okay, so... We've made Firmeclians, so we know... Well, we've made Bermeclians and Firmeclians. We've solidified them, so we know how those
You've
work.
seen firsthand how to, like, make, how to do some very... You've seen firsthand doing some very advanced chimera crafting, and for no small part in making that crafting work. So you've got some bonuses to this that we'll discuss next time, because we're running low on time. I think it's time to sort of start plotting out what we want to do next session, and maybe have an interlude, so we can form some bonds and strengthen them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say you get to rest either at the inn or in Beatrice's house.
If she's alright with it.
She is.
Okay. Yeah.
Your
You guys
family
are
and their
invited?
family.
Aw. You guys are invited, but they are not. This is where they are staying until we're done here.
I mean, if she has spare beds, yeah, but it's like if it's just like on the couch, Michael prefer the end.
I mean, she's at high ranking in the school. I imagine she probably has some guest bedrooms.
She has a very large sized bed that used to be for two, and she does have a room for children and a couple of other rooms that she can convert into bedrooms. That's not hard.
Jadis says, "I will convert them. You need to not move anything heavy."
I mean, I was gonna do it with magic, but okay.
So we officially signing off?
Well, before we sign off, interlude section officially.
Sorry.
I like to do those in game.
Just making sure.
Did you? I'm not angry. So like, what bonds are we forming or reinforcing today?
It costs nothing to add a bond, right?
It costs nothing to change a bond. So if you want a bond to go from like loyalty to inferiority or whatever, that's fine. Like, if it's a lateral move. If you are creating a new bond or adding a new emotion to a pre-existing bond, without removing the old one, that costs you your 1 bond point.
And for new characters, that's also.
Yeah, that's forging a new bond.
All right. So for Gore, I will add affection.
Aww.
Nice.
So
I too plan to do that.
Even though he threw you under the emotional bus.
Where?
I mean, you were there for that. You know. I mean, she already has loyalty, so.
I'm gonna change Alex's inferiority to admiration, because he was so steadfast that I'm gonna be with you.
Yeah, and he will form a bond of admiration with you.
Aww.
And switch his mistrust to loyalty.
Aww.
Because he can tell you are trying very, very hard and you want to do the right thing.
So we can change an existing one and add something new, or
so okay. If you are changing one emotion into another, that's free, because I consider that a lateral move. You know, the bond is remaining at the same strength, which is a strength of 1. It's just, what type of bond it is changed. If you are adding to a bond or creating a new bond, so you're adding a new emotion to the bond, you're adding an emotion rather than switching an emotion on this bond, that costs your 1 point that you get in this interlude session. If you're making a wholly new bond with a new character, that costs your 1 point for this interlude session.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I changed the bond with Alex, so that doesn't cost 1, and I'm going to make a bond with High Inquisitor. God, I keep doing that. High Philosopher. How do you spell the name?
High Philosopher Stefano Milan.
Stefano Milan.
It's on the little thing. So
little
Stephen with an O and then Milan, like the city.
I think Gore will make a bond with Leica, because they had a nice outing, and it will be a bond of loyalty.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm making a bond of mistrust with him.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to make a bond of distrust as well, but
We didn't.
Red Rabbit.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's a politician. You'd have that anyway.
I'm doing with Red Rabbit.
Again, technically, he's not a politician. He's a philosopher.
TT, I lived here. I know what he is. We've established this. Looking at him as I walk by, I know what you are. Oh yeah, I need to go and talk to him.
No, which you are fabulous, right?
Then I don't spend the night because I have to go talk. I had to go talk to him in like an hour.
I know you could just blow him off.
I shouldn't though.
No.
I shouldn't, because I want to be like. I want things to seem okay before I fucking take his job.
Don't fucking Richard the Third on his ass.
Yeah, you just walk up to him and it's like, "Hey, are you married?" Yes. Why? I'll take your wife too.
You can give his job to your sister instead.
You say that, but I was thinking about that, but then I was like, oh wait, she's like 6 months pregnant. She's gonna give birth soon.
Like, you did bring up the idea of forming a council, and she could be an advisor on the council.
Yes.
I'll
I
take
did
the job first. I'll take your wife.
Janice did say, we get the high philosopher, the mayor, the leader of the school, the high-ranking people, in the highest-ranking person in the school.
Maybe
Someone
maybe-
from the temple. I think that's also someone from the
Also,
temple.
There probably should be somebody to represent the Chimera.
Yes, because
Yes,
oh my
we
God.
need to investigate the Spider Woman.
For the
We
love
do.
of God,
Oh my God! There's
do
so
not
much to do.
for the love of God, no one elect the Sphinx, please.
She'll make it mandatory to solve her dumb riddles in order to enter the
My
city.
first degree, more yarn.
Just you voted for this. You voted
My
for
second
this.
degree, tummy scritches.
That's not bad.
My third decree, more taxes on the fishermen.
My God.
She's gone mad with power.
I mean, why would you tax the fisherman when they're the one who gives you fish?
Because that means she can take more fish.
Oh,
Well, that's
oh,
true.
the
That's the
fish
tax.
is the tax.
The
Ah.
fish are the tax.
The fish tax. The fish tax.
Also, I can't take the high philosopher's wife because I'm dating a ghost.
Also,
Hey, you got two hands.
Yeah, I do. Technically, I have like 4 in here somewhere.
also,
Bi-gender, bisexual.
if you ever find a way to safely separate, you just got that motherfucker a job.
Yeah?
Yeah, Theodore is brought back and reconstituted. It's like, oh, what did I miss? Congratulations, you're in charge now. What?
Have gainful
Oh my God,
employment,
what did I
loser.
do?
You have been employed. Do not resist.
He just pauses. I'd like to go back in the combination now.
Now, are we still recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. We can.
Also, where's this arena?
They're gonna. Don't worry. It's gonna be constructed. You'll see it in a bit.
Oh,
they've
lovely.
got all this big, wide open land now.
Oh my fucking god.
Real tacky.
This is me the person saying I would like to murder the son of a bitch. Okay. Sorry, side us out, TC.
Listen, the people have had a hard time. What they need is some circuses and perhaps some bread.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel that's, speaking of, I feel that's a pretty good place to stop for the night. We've got a lot of stuff to consider for next session. Go ahead and feel free to discuss this in between now and then. If you want, look at the Midgehheim Bestiary and, see if there's something you'd like to combine, and I'll see whether or not I feel it makes sense we'd be able to have access to it. Pitch some ideas, make a plan of attack with what you know about the PCs that are in this town, and just let me know what you're thinking and what you'd like the next session to do, because I've got some ideas, but I'd also be open to you guys giving this a little shape of your own if you'd like. But that's to figure out next time on Wake of the Red Death, and for now, it's good to be back, y'all.